अस्सलाम वालेकुम। बहुत ज़्यादा रोड ब्लॉक्स के बाद हम आ गए हैं वापस। मैं लेंस में देख लेता हूँ इससे पहले कि मुझे डांट पड़ना शुरू हो जाए। वेलकम बैक टू द पाकिस्तान एक्सपीरियंस एंड सॉरी फॉर ऑल द डिलेज। सब बड़े बिजी चल रहे थे तो इसलिए मैंने सोचा आज हम बिहाइंड द कर्टन थोड़ा स्नीक करें एंड द डायरेक्टर प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ द पाकिस्तान एक्सपीरियंस मिस्टर नबान करीम हिमसेल्फ।
व्हाट्स अप शेहजाद?
यार तुम्हारी आवाज़ मुझसे बहुत बेहतर है।
अभी तो खैर जुकाम होया हुआ है तो आई डोंट नो कि
हाँ, you should just start calling your wife, be like, hi, how
hello.
are you? Shit, yeah, you should host the podcast. Everybody who's listening to the
Hello.
audio, my name is Nabhan Karim and Shehzad Ghaya's की आवाज़ है.
The Pakistan experience.
That's so good यार. कैसे हैं नभान आप?
I'm good.
तो ये जब मैं आपके पास आया था कि हम पॉडकास्ट करते हैं,
वो करते हैं.
तो आपको क्यों आपने मुझ पे भरोसा किया?
Yeah, I think something that we were talking about right now. I like good ideas. I like taking risks with ideas. For me, content is important. बाकी सब चलता है, you know.
Yeah, I think we started rolling at a very interesting time because हमारा भी यही डिस्कशन हो रहा था कि there is a flood of content. There's a flood of content. मतलब आप YouTube खोल दें, probably like a billion lifetimes you're not going to get done watching every single video. And a lot of people now making content are like वो जिस तरह आप एक दुकान चल जाती है तो हज़ारों दुकानें साथ खुल जाती हैं, भले उनको आइसक्रीम बनाने आती हो ना आती हो, तो हैव मोर, न्यूएस्ट हैव मोर. तो अब बस सबको डिजिटल कंटेंट बनाना है.
वो ये एक ने बर्गर की दुकान खोली तो सबने बर्गर की दुकान खोल दी.
बिल्कुल, जिस तरह वो उधर है ना एक बोर्ड बेसन पे बर्गर की दुकान, कराची ग्रामर स्कूल. You went? Did you go to Karachi?
No, I didn't.
You was CS.
I was CS and then Lyceum.
Oh, cool. I was also Lyceum.
Yes.
तो हाँ, तो लोग कंटेंट बना रहे हैं लेकिन उनको समझ नहीं आ रही कि हम क्या कंटेंट बनाएं, क्यों बनाएं, and it's just कि बस बनाना है.
Yeah, I think so. I teach as well, so I deal with students every day. I think एक जगह से I don't know, it's maybe shift in priorities or what. I think people focus more on कि इस content से मुझे क्या monetary value मिलेगा, मुझे क्या, how will I earn from there, which is also important, but that's not everything. I mean, when I went to study film, I was in the US and I would run into every opportunity. जहाँ मुझे मौका मिलता था, I would just jump and take that, even if it was holding a boom mic or if it was being a PA or whatever. I would take that opportunity because I wanted to be part of making content, be it a film, be it an ad or whatever. अब जो मैं नोट करता हूँ what people are doing, they're like, okay, so how much will I get paid, how much, which I'm not saying that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing, आपको करना ज़रूरी, but it's also important to make your name or attach your name to content as well, especially when you're starting out. And that's why it's important कि आप focus on the content, what is being made, rather than इससे क्या फ़ायदा, because you can make horrible videos and still earn a lot of money, which is fine if you're into that. But if you are actually someone who wants to invest in content, then go for the message, go for
it's short term ना यार.
It is.
So let's say आपको पता है आजकल बर्गर चल रहे हैं.
हाँ.
आपने बोला ठीक है, कैनिंग की पैटी लो, बर्गर बनाओ, बेचो, 3 महीने तो चल जाएगा. 3 महीने
and you'll make good money.
You'll make good money. You'll open a restaurant. मैं आइडियाज़ नहीं दे रहा कि लोग ये करना शुरू हो जाएं. But yeah, you can get a frozen patty, run a system. 3-4 महीने तो सब ट्राई कर लेंगे. Have some paid reviews. You'll make that money. But वो कोई long term, you're not going to make money. It's that same penny wise pound foolish thing. तो channels को देख लें आप. मतलब 50,000 channels हैं. Some of them are probably making money. Bakeries ने channel खोल दिए अब तो. But who's remembering that content? People on YouTube are watching 20-30 साल पुराना content because that content is good.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at old PTV shows, and they were brilliant. The writing in it, production value, not that great, but production is only 10% of the actual content. Writing and acting and the delivery of that content is what matters. Compared it to what you had Inam Ghar versus what you have now.
Yeah.
Zameen Asman ka.
So Tariq Aziz was amazing, na bhai.
That's the thing, but there were also people who invested in that content. I mean, Tariq Aziz was amazing not because he was a good,
I think Tariq Aziz made the Pakistan announcement or something.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think his was the first broadcast. The first broadcast, I think, was Tariq Aziz.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the television. I think the first television broadcast was Tariq Aziz ki shakal.
I'm not entirely sure, but maybe. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
देखती आंखों सुनते कानों को तारिक अजीज का सलाम जाने मन दिल बहार.
But वही था कि there were people who were, I mean, you had people like Zia Muhyiddin Saab and all of them working in the channels, making content and being invested in the content.
Zia Saab was a rarity. I think we've been blessed to have a Zia Saab in this.
I mean, yeah.
I think God was like, एक आपको मैं अच्छा Zia दूंगा, एक मैं आपको बुरा Zia दूंगा. तो ये वो हमें मिले.
Content में the investment that used to go into content before, I don't see the same. Obviously, there's a price tag to each content now, which has to happen. I mean, it is a business, it is an industry, and I believe in the commercialization of film and all of that. I'm in for that, but I do believe there needs to be a side that also, that makes content for the sake of making good content.
But I think that's happening a lot more now than ever did. अब democratization बहुत है ना.
People have that choice.
What is that show? वो जो Fleabag? Have you seen Fleabag?
Yes.
That was I think Edinburgh Fringe Festival का एक one woman show था.
हाँ.
I don't think anything like that would have ever been produced for television.
No, not
two decades ago or something.
Yes, we are becoming braver with content.
Yes.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying again, there are some people doing that. Fleabag is a good example of that. But Fleabag is also a good example of something that will not be commercialized as such. You will never see 10 seasons of Fleabag, right? Because it doesn't have that commercial value. It has that, because for me at least, a good, when you talk about TV shows, it's supposed to be limited. You're not supposed to have 10 years of the same content.
Okay, look at it this way. When I was in college, Prison Break was the number one show.
Yeah.
We all were like great. And I thought it was the greatest thing. I think if Prison Break was on Netflix today, nobody will watch it.
See, but my problem with Prison Break, season 1, great. Season 2, good.
But season 1, great.
Season 3...
Nabhan, season 1, great when we watched it.
Yeah.
If you were to watch it today and compare it, it wouldn't be in your top 50 shows on Netflix.
A lot of... I mean, I think if Friends was on today, we probably wouldn't watch it.
No, I think Friends holds up, yeah.
No, not... if it was released now, I don't think it would hold up, because viewing habits have changed.
Sure, but as you,
do
you look back at Prison Break season 1 and say, yes, it was still a phenomenal TV show? No, right?
No, because but the experience of watching Prison Break
was fun.
I remember I binged Prison Break season 1.
I remember I
bought the DVDs. I was I think summer break thi ya kya thi. I bought the DVDs and I watched the entire season in like 2 nights on my laptop.
हम लम्स में like it was the biggest thing. Like लोग इकट्ठा हो जाते थे कि Prison Break की episode कब आ रही है, लोग classes छोड़ देते थे. It was a big thing. So with content, I think now there's just so much content that it's impossible to watch everything.
Oh yeah.
Everybody I meet has 3 shows which they're like, ye to are the best shows that have ever been created that I've never heard of. I still haven't seen Marvelous Miss Maisel and I've heard it's unbelievable.
That's one of my favorite shows right now. See?
तो हमारे चैनल्स नहीं समझ रहे ना कि ये कंटेंट का कॉमेट आ रहा है और आप लोग सारे डायनासोर्स हैं.
See, the thing is, Netflix, when it went global, it changed the game, and it's going to continue doing that. And our TV channels need to realize that their days are numbered, because now people have a choice. Pehle people didn't have a choice. Right? Abhi, my parents, and I'm sure your parents, they're probably watching stuff on Netflix. I know the moment I get a call from my mom, Netflix nahi chal raha, login nahi hua, internet down ho gaya, like her evening's ruined. And that's how it's changing. Yes, they still, not my dad, but my mom at least, she watches Pakistani dramas and all. But again, she's not watching it on TV. She's watching it when it comes on YouTube.
बट इट्स सो इंटरेस्टिंग ना कि आप ये कर्व देखें कि पहले सिर्फ पीटीवी था, वी स्टिल हैड ग्रेट कंटेंट
Yeah.
बिकॉज द क्रीम राइज टू द टॉप, सिर्फ जगह एक थी.
Hmm.
फिर जी इतने चैनल्स आए तो कंटेंट सारा बकवास हो गया कि अब तो कंटेंट प्रोड्यूस करना है. इवन चैनल्स, आई वर्कड विद चैनल्स यार, चैनल्स आर लाइक हमने 24 घंटे भरने ताकि एड्स चल सकें.
Yeah.
चैनल्स नो देयर कंटेंट इज़ नॉट गुड. आप अगर किसी के कोई एक्चुअल दोस्त हैं उनसे पूछ लें कि जो आप शोज़ करते हैं, डू यू लाइक, दे नो दे डोंट, दे नो दे डोंट. हमने बात हमारे पॉडकास्ट की करनी थी आज, तो ये सारे ट्रिक, हम सारी बातें करने का मकसद यही है. ये सब बहुत बुरा कंटेंट बना रहे हैं, हम अमेजिंग हैं. बट हमने वैसे
नहीं, but we were talking about
Yes.
this. One. I mean, we were talking about के, I mean, the podcasts we produce, they're not any short content, क्योंकि आजकल रूल है कि anything over 15 minutes is too long. हमारे
Yes.
तो 1-2 घंटे, you know, like I mean, and people watch it.
yes, thank you guys, thank you.
And I see the stats. There are
Yes.
people who listen to the entire,
Yeah.
you know, 2 hours. You know.
मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा. अभी हमने एपिसोड्स नहीं निकाली, लोग मुझे हरास कर रहे हैं मैसेज कर करके, विच आई लव दैट पीपल आर लाइक it was part of my routine. And people are now like मैं पुरानी एपिसोड सुन रहा था,
Yeah.
because it's just something that's missing in my life. And it goes against everything. ये जो formulaic content बन
Yeah.
रहा है,
And-
nothing formulaic about what
And
we do.
something that, you know, we were talking about before we started recording is because it's real. And I think the way you pitched it to me as well initially, because when you came to me, you're like, "Yeah, I want to do a podcast," and us we were setting up this podcast studio. because
Nabhan
I
was the
want-
pilot episode, by the way.
which the unaired.
The unaired. ये कभी हम पे जब डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनेगी, जब
तो
हम
उसमें वो
ये
आएगा
आएगा unaired tape,
हाँ,
lost tapes.
the lost tapes. नहीं, I think उस वक्त तो हमारा setup भी it was just like basic, and ऐसा we were getting it. नहीं उसमें because and it was that time, and I was also kind of getting into podcasts and listening to it, and we had this discussion where, you know, you said you just want to bring in people and have real conversations with them. And I think that's something, and that's why I immediately said yes to you, because that's something that's missing. That's missing in content, because everything has an agenda now. You know, you're selling something, or you're you know, or there's a catch to it if someone, you know, and which again, like I said, it's okay, because I do believe you need to do that. I mean, in the end, if you want to call yourself an industry, you want to call yourself a professional in this field, it has to, you know, earn for you as well. But despite that, there needs to be a side that does stuff like this.
But audience भी smart हो गई है ना. So if you watch people like Casey Neistat, he's going to stop his video and be like, this is an ad, this is a sponsored video, ये इस बारे में है, अब आप देख लें बाकी वीडियो. I think when people try to trick the audiences, जिस तरह पाकिस्तान है जी, फिल्म रिवाइव हो रही है, आप मुझे अगर 2 घंटे का ad दिखा रहे हैं, we both have seen films which were like ये ad था, ये जिस कंपनी, एंड मैंने उन कंपनी से बात की है, एंड they're laughing, they're like, हमें यकीन नहीं आ रहा था जब हमने बोला इस जगह प्रोडक्ट प्लेसमेंट होगी, एंड दे सेड यस. लाइक ठीक है, तो मैं क्यों टिकट लेके एक मूवी देखने जाऊं जो आपने किसी ब्रांड से स्पॉन्सर करवाई हुई है और वो एक एड है. सो पीपल हु trying to trick the audiences are much smarter now because of access, because they can see.
We have access to the world's content.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not restricted to just कि पाकिस्तान में क्या हो रहा है. We can see what's happening in every single country in the world.
And this is what content houses, I think, are not realizing. So they're trying to keep the dam from breaking. They're like, नहीं, जो अवाम है इनको यही बुरा content दिखाते रहो. They're not, so initially was like, they're not gonna get on Netflix, they're not gonna, वो हमारा नहीं. अब तो कोई excuses भी नहीं है.
नहीं.
And they're like, बस जब तक ये dead horse beat कर सकते हैं हम करते रहो, इनको ये बकवास content दिखाते रहो, and the day it breaks, they're just going to jump ship.
Unfortunately, our industry still considers digital to be
niche.
or to be something for some temporary or not as important, because when I make ads, तो कोई मुझे concept भेजता है agency या client, and उसमें it's like this grand shoot या जो भी, तो ज़ाहिर है फिर we send them the quotation. या असल में ये डिजिटल के लिए तो ये आप 1-2 लाख में कर लो.
Whereas वो अगर वही एड टीवी के लिए होता तो उसका 2 करोड़ बजट होता.
हाँ, आराम से.
सेम एड.
And I'm like, एक सेकंड, चाहे मैं टीवी के लिए शूट करूं या मैं डिजिटल के लिए, कैमरा वही यूज होगा, एक्टर्स वही यूज होंगे, सेट वही बनेगा. Just because you're going into a mobile phone, you're not like reducing the scale of your production वही है. तो डिजिटल जिस कहने से आपके प्राइस क्यों कम हो रही है. एंड प्लस even if that's the logic, shouldn't it be the other way around, because then you have to spend more money in distributing that TV ad.
मैं मसला तुम्हें बताऊं क्या, समझ नहीं आती किसी को डिजिटल. मेरी अभी एक चैनल के कंटेंट हेड से मीटिंग हुई. ही इज़ लाइक, ओ चैनल ने एक अपना डिजिटल खोला है, मैं चैनल छोड़ के अपना डिजिटल खोल रहा हूँ खुद अपना पर्सनल. आई वाज लाइक, अच्छा आपने रिसर्च किया? इज़ लाइक, हाँ मैंने तो पिछले हफ्ते फेसबुक भी ज्वाइन कर लिया. ऐसे जी. ये सर हाँ, मैंने तो कभी ज़िंदगी में सोशल मीडिया यूज़ ही नहीं किया था, और अच्छे खासे अंकल थे बेचारे.
Okay.
तो अब मैंने फेसबुक ज्वाइन कर लिया ताकि मैं भी समझूँ. मैंने बोला, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, आप फेसबुक ज्वाइन किया आपने हफ्ता पहले, सारी दुनिया टिकटॉक मूव हो जाए. बट इफ़ समबडी हुज जॉइंड फेसबुक अ वीक बैक एंड इज़ नाउ लाइक, मैं तो कंटेंट प्रोड्यूस करता था, एंड व्हाट ही वांटेड टू डू वाज, हमारा सबसे पॉपुलर शो उस चैनल पे क्राइम शो है. क्राइम नहीं होता, ट्रू क्राइम, जो उनकी नज़र में ट्रू क्राइम है कि चोर पकड़ लिया हमने, पुलिस भाग रही है. वो हम 40 मिनट का प्रोड्यूस करते थे. अब वो उसी का मैंने डिजिटल कट 20 मिनट का बना दिया. सेम शो. अब ये डिजिटल पे चलेगा. लाइक यार, लोगों को डिजिटल समझ नहीं आता. दे डोंट नो व्हाट इट इज़. दे डोंट सी द वैल्यू इन इट, बिकॉज इवन जो एजेंसीज पे लोग बैठे हुए हैं, दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड इट. तो वो क्या करते हैं, वो भी जाके आगे बकवास बेच के आ जाते हैं कि हाँ ठीक है, ये इन्फ्लुएंसर है, इनको दे दो, उन्होंने जो इन्फ्लुएंस करना है, कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा.
And here's the sad part, companies and agencies, and they're thinking this, but audience understands digital. Audiences, they know what they want.
Yeah, but देखो ना, वो एजेंसी आगे क्या बेचती है. Did you see that अली रहमान thing?
नहीं.
So अली रहमान की एक leaked video, which was the McDonald's का ad.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
वो एजेंसी was probably really happy कि देखा हमने नंबर 1 ट्रेंड करा दिया. It's pointless.
Yeah.
तो आप बोल देते अली रहमान मर चुका है. That would have also trended. Yeah. The idea is not कि जी हमने नंबर 1 ट्रेंड कराना है. आई मीट छोटी कंपनीज यार, छोटी कंपनीज जिनके 2 एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं. लाइक हमने ट्रेंड करवाना है. हम लाइक, आपको क्या वैल्यू मिलेगी ट्रेंड करने से? लाइक व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू गेट? नो, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू गेट एनी बिजनेस फ्रॉम ट्रेंडिंग.
वो हर बार एवरी टाइम देयर इज अ बज़. आई रिमेंबर जब मैं 2013 में आई केम बैक टू पाकिस्तान, आई वाज मेकिंग एड्स. तो उस वक्त बस सबका था कि शूट पे जाते 35 mm में शूट करना है. क्यों कर रहे हैं? फिल्म ख़त्म हो रहा है, पाकिस्तान में मिलता ही नहीं, दुबई से लेके आना पड़ता है, फिर थाईलैंड जाके प्रोसेस करना पड़ता है. नहीं बस वो 35. अब वो ये ना कि अब हो गया कि फिर बज़ आ गया, रेड कैमरा, रेड पे शूट करें, रेड पे.
हाँ, रेड वाज द शिज़.
हाँ, वो अभी भी हमारे पास आता है वो कोटेशन, जैसे आप रेड पे शूट करेंगे. मैंने बोला पैसे दे रहे हैं तो कर लेंगे. यू नो. एंड अब वो हो गया ना कि वायरल चाहिए. अरे हम वीडियो बनाएंगे, वायरल करनी है.
हाँ, एक तो वायरल जो सबका फेवरेट. व्हाट वैल्यू आर यू गेटिंग फ्रॉम वायरल? आई थिंक अली रहमान एंड मैकडॉनल्ड्स बोथ लॉस्ट वैल्यू. बोथ लॉस्ट वैल्यू, बोथ लॉस्ट गुडविल फ्रॉम दैट कैंपेन. तो एजेंसी बड़ा प्राउड करके गई होगी, देखा हमने नंबर 1 ट्रेंड करा दिया. बट मिला क्या आपको नंबर 1 ट्रेंड कराने से? टू दी एक्सटेंट वेयर पीपल डोंट इवन नो कि इसके पीछे एक ऑफर थी, इसके पीछे एक पूरी लाइक एड था, सम लाइक लाई डिटेक्टर टेस्ट टाइप स्टफ. उसको किसी ने देखी भी नहीं, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा.
There was no connection between the viral video and the ad. I mean, at least अगर आप एक चीज़ वायरल करने जा रहे होते हैं, तो एटलीस्ट उसको आप थोड़ा सा उसी को एक्सपैंड कर देते, उसी मोबाइल से शूट करके उसी को लगा देते. I mean,
yeah, if it was part of an ad, if it was part of the same campaign.
I mean, Kareem made this video. I think the Kareem UAE a few years back, and एक बार बस वो video launched.
The छत वाली.
The छत वाली.
हाँ, I know him. We used to make ads together.
Yeah. So but randomly before they even put कि Kareem का है, a video just launched because someone catapulted outside Dubai.
ईसा ने किया था ना. I don't know if you know Isa, but Isa ने किया था, and yeah,
people lost it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Isa and I founded a company. साथ. तो yeah, that still makes sense.
Yeah.
That still makes sense.
And they didn't make a separate ad fair with a huge production value to explain कि नहीं ये था. They end में they just released a tale.
Yeah.
And that completed the message. And
करीम और मैं भी काफी वायरल जा चुके हैं. I don't
exactly,
know.
वो yeah.
हम पाकिस्तान में भी हम काफी वायरल जा चुके हैं.
Yeah.
So yes, as long as कोई लिंक तो हो दोनों चीजों का,
It
तो
needs
वो
to come to a full circle, you know.
अगर आपने सिर्फ आवाम को चूतिया बनाना है वायरल करने के लिए, there is no point. So I was working for another brand, मोहाटा पैलेस पे उनका था, एंड उन्होंने बस ब्रांड का ट्रेंड करवाना था. जो कह देना, किसी ने ट्वीट कर दिया फातिमा जिनाज गोस्ट स्टिल लिव्स इन मोहाटा पैलेस. अब वो वीडियो वो तो काफ़ी ट्वीट गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ इंटरेक्शंस और हैशटैग ब्रांड का था. तो व्हेन द एजेंसी विल गो टू द ब्रांड दिल बी लाइक, ये देखें आपके तो हैशटैग के साथ हज़ारों इंटरेक्शन आए. श्योर, बट फातिमा जिना का मोहाटा पैलेस में होने से उस ब्रांड का क्या ताल्लुक है? सो दिस नंबर्स थिंग दैट पीपल फॉल इनटू इज पॉइंटलेस.
वही ना, people are happy कि हमारे पास इतने thousands of likes आ गए, but those likes either they're not your customers, आपके तो related है ही नहीं. It's not, they're not meant to, you know, they're just a number. They're not going to, probably not even going to buy your product, or not going to have you know, and because they're and I think that's the problem, because they are wasting too much resources and time on getting that number.
Yes.
And then they don't see the ROI on it, and then that's why brands are like, oh, हम तो इतने पैसे खर्च कर रहे हैं, कुछ मिल नहीं रहा. सही से तो करो.
Because agencies and people who think they know digital, वो उनको उल्लू बना रहे हैं.
Exactly.
वो उनको बोलते हैं जी ये तो वायरल था, ये था. I'm not so like, कितने लोगों ने अली रहमान की वीडियो देखकर वो जाके उनकी मैकडॉनल्ड्स की डील खरीदी. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे मैकडॉनल्ड्स का कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं होना चाहिए कि हमने नंबर 1 ट्रेंड होना है. मैकडॉनल्ड्स का इंटरेस्ट है हमने कितने अपने प्रोडक्ट बेचे एज अ कंपनी. दैट्स व्हाटएवर you're doing it to sell more burgers. So then अगर ये आपने नई डील लॉन्च करनी थी, इवन इफ दे डू लाइक इतनी हम यूजली डील लॉन्च करते हैं तो होता है, ये वाली हमने की है तो इतनी होता है. डू अ कंपैरिजन. बिकॉज ये इतना रैंडम था जिसका डील से कोई ताल्लुक नहीं था, डील का किसी को पता भी नहीं है. आई डोंट थिंक यू विल सी दैट डिफरेंशियल. आई डोंट थिंक यू विल. सो ऑब्वियसली व्हेन मैकडॉनल्ड्स इज लाइक अच्छा ठीक है नेक्स्ट टाइम हम नहीं करेंगे कैंपेन. अली कुलपी डिड दैट अंडे वाला बर्गर जब उन्होंने, दैट वाज अ गुड कैंपेन. आई थिंक दैट वाज अ मच बेटर कैंपेन.
That was, I mean,
लिंक था ना.
there was a link. It was like a dare, and you know.
Yes, and then people showed up with Ali Ulpir, with Ande Wala Burger. That's I like stuff like that. कि वो good, there is some good being generated.
Exactly, but वही ना कि I think उसमें उनका, I'm sure कोई होया, I don't know how many people probably went and bought.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, I mean, people were talking about it in a positive way.
And what are they doing? We're launching an Ande Wala Burger. What is at the heart of the campaign? The Ande Wala Burger. That is what you're thinking.
Yeah.
With the Ali Rahman video, you're just thinking Ali Rahman pagal ho gaya. It's also hurting Ali Rahman's brand.
Yeah.
Because people think he's a terrible guy, and now it's like, even when he apologized and said ये fake था, people are like, wait, ये था नहीं था. Even though इतना fake था, I called it the moment I saw it.
And the problem is, you know, 10,000 people watched that video, and maybe the follow-up only 5,000 people watched that follow-up. The rest of the 5,000 people have that negative image for both the brands.
Yes, and they're also like, oh wait, you tricked me.
Yeah.
You deliberately set out to trick me.
Yeah.
And it's fine. अगर let's say एक prank video है, P for पकाओ जो करता है, he's doing it for fun.
But then but we know it's a prank video.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, you tricked me to sell a burger. Somebody paid you to do this to me.
Yeah.
कि तुम मेरे outrage से पैसे कमा रहे हो. तो वो फिर अली रहमान की भी गुडविल हर्ट होती है इस
Yeah.
तरह से. अगर अली रहमान तुम सुन रहे हो, हमने बहुत बातें कर ली, नेक्स्ट टाइम कराची आओ, let's sit and let me explain why there's a problem.
And see, if on the other end the cashier was वो P for Pacao, then maybe it would have made
फिर वो
more
सबको
sense.
पता चल जाता है ना.
नहीं, but then that's what I'm saying. Then the idea is the message, right? अगर वो आगे अगर अली रहमानी और भी लोग होते हैं, then जैसे for example उन्होंने किया था, if you'd seen this ad, I think it was Burger King against bullying. And they were giving people burgers, and before they gave it, they would smash the burger.
Okay.
And then react in people's.
Now, what's at the heart of that? A good message.
Yeah,
That's still
exactly.
I'm happy with that. Content driven, message driven content.
And then again, I think McDonald's and
Burger
King had a thing with McDonald's where they were supporting McDonald's because McDonald's
was
said
donating.
that for every Big Mac you buy or something, they would donate. So when anyone who came to order a Whopper,
I think they shut down for a day.
Or was it the other way around?
So McDonald's said we'll donate every time you buy a Big Mac.
Yeah.
So I think Burger King shut down for a day and said कि आप सब Whopper आप सब McDonald's खरीदें because the money is going to a good cause.
Sorry, we don't have it. So उनको I think वो McDonald's they would route them to McDonald's. You can go to McDonald's and.
So yes, I think maybe like a Seth in Pakistan would be like मैं ये क्यों करूँ? But the amount of goodwill and the amount of business and the amount of buzz.
Exactly.
ठीक है, buzz के good buzz, not like why is McDonald's trending because Ali Rahman ने
I feel क्योंकि already there's so much negativity everywhere.
Yeah.
You open TV, there's negativity. You open a newspaper, there's negativity, and that's why I also feel people are trying to stay away from that. I know I am. I don't watch the news anymore. You know, and you know so I think people want positivity. If you have positive messages, people will appreciate that, people will go for that, and people will remember that.
Coming back to our podcast is amazing. I think because it's like an addiction na, and social media and mass media, especially news media, newstainment, such a weird concept. They've understood how to maximize it. कि हर 2 मिनट में अगर breaking news का flash आएगा, just that red and the flash does something to trigger you.
Of course.
To keep you. It's and like a hit.
And that music.
And that just keeps you hooked.
Oh, yeah.
अगर आप रोज रात न्यूज़ चला दें, आपको लगेगा पाकिस्तान कल ख़त्म होने वाला है. गवर्नमेंट भी गिरने वाली है, कू भी होने वाला है, सब होने वाला है.
सब मरने वाले हैं, सब.
So think of it as a serial कि अगर आप जी गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स देख रहे हैं और वो पाकिस्तान हो, this is how you'll keep people hooked ना, कि जी ड्रैगन भी आ रहा है, वाइट वॉकर्स भी आ रहे हैं, क्या होने वाला है, वॉल भी गिरने वाली है, डा. So I'm not saying everything is paid, but if you were, if I was a channel, I would pay for people to protest because it's just great newstainment, it's just great content, it just keeps people hooked. तो उनको पता है कि वो आपके ब्रेन को डिस्ट्रॉय करके like an addiction. Hitting those just keep you hooked, and social media does the same thing.
And it's, I mean, and this is news everywhere because 2012 I used to work at CNN, and then after that I decided I don't want to be in news anymore.
Everybody does it. They're just a little bit more subtle.
Yeah. But if you're in the newsroom, then you know more.
100%.
Yeah. It's So I after that, I mean, I just felt depressed after going back. 2012 also was a time where a lot of things happened. And during my time my second day, my first day was September 10th, and September 11th, 2012 was the second day. And we were planning for the 9/11 tribute show. And then the Benghazi attack happened, and then we changed our coverage to that, and then Gaza attacks and Hurricane Sandy, and 2012 wasn't really the only fun part of it was the elections.
Anytime you're in the news, you feel like this is like, I've been following American news this year. I feel like this was the most pivotal year because जब आप news consume करते हैं तो आपको लगता है every new thing is the biggest thing in the world because that's how they sell it to you.
Exactly.
कि इससे बड़ी चीज़ तो आज तक हुई ही नहीं है.
And I think after working in the news, then I stopped working in the news and I stopped watching the news.
बहुत अच्छा किया तुमने.
And I'm a much happier person after that.
So yes, you're torturing people, you're tricking people to keep them hooked. Nobody actually likes you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't like. Tell me one news channel that's actually good or does no, right?
one.
No one is doing that. इसलिए भी आई थिंक हमने भी जब शुरू किया था वी लाइक कोई नहीं सुनेगा नमान इंटरनेट पे 2-2 घंटे की वीडियोस जिसमें ना कोई बी रोल है ना कोई आई मीन श्योर वी हैव गुड कैमराज एंड वी हैव गुड ऑडियो बट हमारी शक्लें हैं देयर इज नथिंग लाइक फैंसीली प्रोड्यूस्ड और एनीथिंग कोई नहीं देखेगा
फिर आपका फर्स्ट गेस्ट ही ऐसा था कि ही जस्ट kicked it out of the park.
But I think it's also impact.
Exactly. No,
Yeah,
but it was the
ठीक है.
stories, right? I mean,
Yes.
Moise was our first
Yes.
guest, and it was amazing. I mean, very honest, I was skeptical as well, and I think I shared
Yeah.
it with you. I was like, yaar, isko audio mein hi rakho. Let's not, a podcast is just for audio. And
I agree with you.
and
It's
I
just
said, and
we're not consuming
yeah,
as much.
I mean, that's the conversation
Yes.
we had, and then when video hum log bana rahe the, and we were like, yeah, and that's why I didn't even pay attention to the video. The video mein, there were a lot of mistakes as well. I was like, yeah, khair hai.
I think initially you were also like घंटे से ज़्यादा नहीं करना going to
I remember I was like trying to give you like hand signals कि यार बस बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, बहुत ज़्यादा.
कोई नहीं देखेगा.
But then I was gladly proven wrong because एक तो ये था कि यार podcast culture पाकिस्तान में इतना आया है नहीं. एंड फिर इतना लंबा कंटेंट कौन सुनेगा इन कंटेंट में कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा
थोड़ा कंसीडर्ड साउंड करता है जब मैं ये कहता हूँ लेकिन आई डू फील हम पहली पॉडकास्ट एंड देयर लॉट ऑफ पीपल डूइंग थिंग्स इन द नेम ऑफ पॉडकास्ट बट वन पर्सन टॉकिंग टू द कैमरा फॉर 15 मिनट्स इज नॉट अ पॉडकास्ट पर से
इट्स अ ब्रॉडकास्ट
और लाइक समबडी लाइक जिस तरह वो खलीलुर रहमान का भी जो इंटरव्यू था वो भी एक पॉडकास्ट थी तो वो बज़वर्ड बना हुआ है तो सब ने पॉडकास्ट लगा दिया है या मे बी मैं थोड़ा बायस्ड हूँ कि आई फील द कॉन्वर्जेशनल स्टाइल ऑफ पॉडकास्ट इज माई फेवरेट
आई मीन देखो आई स्टिल if it were up to me and if podcast I mean I wouldn't have these cameras. I mean for me podcast is something that I listen to on my way and back to work.
Yes.
So it's but that's how I like to consume podcasts. Everyone has their and that's why we are on every platform.
Yes.
ताकि people can consume it whatever way they want to.
I think because a lot of people in Pakistan हमारा even Apple का we're Canada's कुछ किसी कैटेगरी में हम कनाडा के टॉप 20 में हैं.
Let me bring it up. I think you sent it to me. It was really weird.
बहुत strange.
I was like, what?
तो a lot of diaspora is listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify. पाकिस्तान में इतना नहीं सुन रहे हैं apps
पे. Dave at Chartable emailed. Subject is the Pakistan experience is charting on Apple Podcast. तो पहले मैंने ये देखा when you said I was like whoa. Right? Hi there, congratulations. The Pakistan experience is now ranked number 259 on the Apple Podcast Society and Culture chart in Canada.
Yeah, made it. Started from the bottom. Yes. Now we're here.
अब you can apply for your Canadian citizenship with this.
हाँ बोलता हूँ मैं तो आपके चार्ट कर. बट यही है ना कि हमारे यहाँ नहीं है कल्चर पॉडकास्ट का सुनने का. इवन नाउ पीपल लाइक जो नए जिनको नहीं पता पॉडकास्ट क्या है व्हेन आई एम लाइक सुनो देयर लाइक व्हाट 2 घंटे हम कैसे सुनेंगे. बट वंस पीपल स्टार्ट लिसनिंग देयर लाइक ओ या अब हम सारे सुनते हैं अब हम सोने से पहले सुनते हैं. इट्स जस्ट कल्चर बनाना एंड यूट्यूब इज़ अ गुड प्लेस टू स्टार्ट because everybody is on YouTube.
Of course. And I mean like I said it's good that we're in every platform and it should be. Like it's my belief that podcast is audio only and that's how I consume it and that's and I'm sure a lot of people might disagree with that, but then that's why we're everywhere, so जहाँ सुनना चाहे आप सुन सकते हैं.
And वही है कि we're not viral.
हाँ.
And we've spent zero in marketing.
Zero
advertisement budget.
भी नहीं किया ना हमने.
अलीना वाली वीडियो की थी.
थोड़ी सी की थी.
वो भी $10 $20 कुछ इससे ज़्यादा.
एक 2 दिन बस की थी.
हाँ, $20 but that has like 4 million views.
Yeah, and I saw people sharing that, people in my friends group and and they were appreciating that, and I was having like it was a nice
proud moment,
and it's something that I don't know. I like it because I'm behind the scenes. I mean, people probably don't even know I produce it. I don't think
now they
mention. हाँ but अब मसला ये कि अब कुछ मसला होगा तो मेरे पास
नहीं वो है ना हमारे पास आरटी के जो प्रोड्यूसर हैं.
that's an inside joke वो
Yes.
हम लोग अभी बता नहीं सकते.
बता नहीं सकते कि एक चैनल है आरटी
RT.
जो हुसैन प्रोड्यूस करते
But
हैं.
it's not the RT you're thinking of.
Yeah. It's a very niche आरटी.
It's a very, but no, it's I mean, well, you know, it was a nice feeling, कि, you know, कि something that you've created is has that impact, and I mean the one video that I'm really proud of that I made, Rachel, it was for Find My Adventure.
Yeah.
And the title is from London to Hunza, Rachel's trip to Hunza, something like that. Find My Adventure is a travel company and a startup. They had just started, and I had just gotten back from the UK after completing my masters, and then I was looking to do something travel related. It was 3 years ago.
Didn't Heather and you went to Lyceum together?
No, he was my junior. We found out later
Achha.
on that he was 1 year junior to me, and then but baad mein we realized that
Great
we
guy.
were
Good guy.
there at the same time. Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So we met, and a friend set it up. He was like, "Yeah, I have friends who have a travel company, and you guys want." We had planned this travel show. So you've met, Haseeb.
Yes.
He's my cinematographer. He's a big travel freak. वो तुम बाइक में पता नहीं कहाँ चले जाता है.
हसीब तुमने मुझे सुबह सुबह लियारी बुलाकर पूरा दिन मेरा वेस्ट नहीं मतलब पूरा दिन मेरा यूज़ कर एक शो प्रोड्यूस किया था 1 साल पहले जो अब तक नहीं आया है. तो मेरा दिन या वो शो मुझे वापस करो.
वो अलग मसला है. But we were planning that, and then we met with Find My. We pitched them this idea. We have this idea for a travel show, and you're a travel company, and we can do something together. And while we were talking, they were like, "Yeah, we have this girl who just signed up. She's coming for a wedding from London. Her name's Rachel. She's coming, and she signed up to go to Hunza with us, and she'll be the only one." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, and he's like, "I think it'll be great if we capture that experience कि एक लड़की आ रही है." And this was 3 years ago when like tourism had just picked up. Like इतना foreign tourists तो इतने थे भी नहीं.
This is pre-Eva Zobek.
Yeah. And it was like domestic tourism भी अभी start हो रहा था. It was just like
I think तब हर कोई हुंजा जाके vlog नहीं बना रहा था.
हाँ, उस वक्त जाने वाले थे. I think like. And we were like, ठीक है चलो. I had never been to Hunza, and I've always wanted to go, so I found it as an opportunity कि चलो मुझे भी travel हो जाएगा. And then we agreed, and we were like ठीक है चलो. And so it was Haseeb, me, and another one of our colleagues, Sean. We grabbed him because he was the one who introduced it and used to do post production with us. वो अब चाइना चला गया है. We were like, चलो let's do it. Sounds fun. We had no idea कि shoot क्या करना है. We had no idea कि होगा क्या. I mean, होगा in the sense we knew the itinerary, but we didn't know we didn't even know कि Rachel, what kind of person she would be. We didn't speak to her. And the entire trip going there, I was like, yaar, what if she's this dull, boring person, or what if she's camera shy, or this and that. And I was like, फिर तो
हुंजा के शॉट्स लो और वापस आ जाओ.
हुंजा के शॉट्स लेंगे हम लोग, अपने वो नए डिस्प्ले पिक्चर्स बना के वापस आ जाएंगे, खत्म. एटलीस्ट वो हो जाएगा.
हुंजा वाटर पियेंगे.
हाँ बस, और आ जाएंगे. And so the three of us, Sean and I reached Karachi airport, and Haseeb was late.
Haseeb ने flight miss कर दी.
And because of him, we missed our flight.
Why didn't you just leave him?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just because he had all the equipment, he had everything. So we were like, यार, हम लोग अगर पहुंच गए और ये पीछे से आया नहीं, तो फिर हम लोग वहाँ क्या करेंगे? फिर हम लोग वहाँ जाएंगे, अपने सेल्फी खींच के डिस्प्ले पिक्चर खींच लेंगे, हम लोग अपने वापस आ जाएंगे. So I was like, नहीं यार, we can't leave Haseeb. Okay, we missed the flight. Then immediately I was like, यार, get us on the next flight. So जो भी airline, जो भी flight available थी, we got on that. एक 2 घंटे बाद we reached वो आज तक जो मेरा बिजनेस पार्टनर है वो आज तक हसीब को गालियाँ देता है उस पे जब भी कोई ट्रिप पे जाना होता है सबसे पहले
मैंने थैंकफुली अपनी ज़िंदगी में सिर्फ एक फ्लाइट मिस की है एंड आई एम ऑलवेज लाइक
So that was,
I barely make it to flights.
So my wife hates me for it. I'm very anal when it gets to flights. I always want to be there like 2-3 hours before because I get really.
No wonder you're a Pakistani dad. You're there now.
Yeah, I like. I think I learned it from my dad. I like being. I'd rather wait at the airport than be.
मेरे you follow me on Insta. मेरे airport adventures बहुत interesting होते हैं.
That's a content on.
कभी मैं I pass through immigration and then realize कि मेरा passport तो मेरे घर पे है. ये भी हो चुका है. They let me through and then I was like मेरे पास तो not immigration till immigration और passport नहीं है मेरे पास.
But so we went there. So we reached Gilgit and they were supposed to Kumail, one of the founder and CEO of Fine Adventure. He was bringing Rachel. And then we met her. Shuru mein it was a bit shy, but then immediately it just clicked. And it was that video. The 5 days were probably one of the best 5 days we ever had.
Wow,
and again, what we were filming, we didn't know the final content. We didn't know, and we didn't know the impact it will create. We didn't know ke आगे क्या रिस्पॉन्स है कि क्या होगा. वी जस्ट केप्ट फिल्मिंग वीडियो में यूल सी कि हम लोग भी हैं, हमारे शॉर्ट्स भी हैं उसमें, द क्विक पेज, बट इट वाज जस्ट अस हैविंग फन
एंड इट ट्रूली वेंट वायरल.
हाँ, एंड इट वाज लिटरली we went with zero plans. Yes, the agenda was to show that there is this company that does this, but then we forgot about that. Right, because we were just having fun, and I think that's
a good tie-in now.
And that's what that's what that company does.
It's a very good tie-in. मुझे एक जूस कंपनी के साथ मेरी मीटिंग थी. मैं जब नो शुगर अक्टूबर कर रहा था ना, I was like this really goes well with your thing. They're like नहीं, हम अभी हुंजा में व्लॉग्स बना रहे हैं. I said आप हुंजा में ब्रांच खोल रहे हैं? They're like नहीं, तो मैं मतलब फिर आप क्यों बना रहे हैं? जैसे नहीं, वो हुंजा बहुत खूबसूरत लगता है. I said yeah, but if I watch the vlog, do I want to drink your juice or go to हुंजा? तो वो जो ब्रांड मैनेजर था वो बेचारा इतना परेशान हो गया मेरी ये बातें सुन के कि उसने आगे ओनर को मेरा प्रपोजल दिया ही नहीं, बिकॉज आई वाज आई थिंक नॉट वेरी काइंड टू हिज ब्रांड स्ट्रेटजी.
See, that's the thing, and if you look at our video, except for the logo on the top, कहीं भी ब्रांडिंग नहीं है.
बट इट्स ग्रेट ना यार. if you're like you're going to Hunza and Find My Adventure से जाके हुंजा बुक करोगे, they don't need to throw it in your face. It's there.
And what was great about that experience, and again, that's never happened to me in any other content. It didn't feel like it just felt like friends going on vacation. The filming process as well.
Yeah.
Even though it was a project, it was work for me. It didn't feel like it. And in the, I mean, I think my the three of us, जो हमारी team के थे, we became closer because of that.
Yeah.
We became really good friends with Rachel. जब भी London जाता हूँ, I always meet her, and we always, go, meet. Became good friends with Kumail, and the 5 of us just became really close. And आज तक today basically I woke up and Rachel ने share किया हुआ है. She shared the video, and she said कि Pakistan is the #1 travel destination for 2020. Told ya. So she still it.
बट वही है ना, दी ऑथेंटिसिटी कम्स थ्रू. लाइक यू सी कि ये क्यूरेटेड. उसके बाद हज़ारों लोगों ने वही चीज़ रिक्रिएट करने की कोशिश की है, एंड इट यू सी इट कि इट्स नॉट.
एंड हमें आई रिमेंबर द नाइट इट वाज अपलोडेड. रात में अपलोड हुआ था. वी वर हसीब भी था, मैं भी था, हम लोग यहाँ IOBM में ही थे. देयर इज अ कॉन्वोकेशन डिनर, एंड आई टोल्ड हसीब के वीडियो अपलोड हो रही है. like, ठीक है. Went home, went to sleep, woke up, and my phone was flooded. I'd never gotten this many notifications.
ये मेरे साथ समंथा जेरी के टाइम हुआ था.
It was, and I was like, ये क्या हुआ है? So I called Kumail. I was like, are you watching this? What's happening? I called Rachel. She was like, my inbox is flooded as well. And I was like, अच्छा, don't reply to anyone because उसको वो हमारे माशाल्लाह से
please come to Pakistan, my house is open,
of course,
please शादी कर लें रेचल मुझसे, please come back to Hunza, marry me, be
she's
my
actually
wife.
shown me a lot of messages
Oh,
that she's
Lord.
gotten, and she's a very good sport
Yeah.
about it. She
4-5
laughs
तो
it
मैंने
off.
भी भेजे थे.
She's like, I have a lot of proposals and everything, and she's a very good sport about it. Abhi, I went a few months back, so she was showing me again messages. And then she was also like, people also recognize
Please come
me.
find my adventure.
But she also says that people recognize her on the streets of London as
Nice,
well.
yeah.
Pakistanis, and where she works, koi client aaya, so they were like, wait, we know you, So, she got that. But, and I remember someone, some comments were, ye to paid hai, actress hai, ye sab. And that's not true. What you see in the video, that is entirely real. That is the experience we actually went through. And that is the person she is. And we sold reality.
यार वही ऑथेंटिसिटी है ना. ऑथेंटिसिटी आती है. लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स पीपल सी कंटेंट दैट्स वर्किंग एंड देयर लाइक इसको मिमिक कर लो. अभी भी मैंने एक ब्रांड को अभी जो हम यही बात कर रहे थे कि हमने पिच किया हुआ है, हु लव द आइडिया एंड विल डू इट, बट मुझे अब फ़ोन नहीं करे तो मुझे फील आ रही है कि वो मेरे बगैर कर लेंगे, विच दे कैन स्टिल डू इट, दे मोर देन वेलकम टू डू इट. आइडिया मेरा है लेकिन, बट दे आर नॉट गोना गेट द सेम थिंग विदाउट मी. टिल यू डोंट गेट द पीपल हु नो व्हाट दे आर डूइंग टू डू द थिंग, you'll get the content but it won't have that efficacy. फिर आप पैसे डालते रहो बूस्ट करने में. What's the point? आपने 4 लाख रुपए लगा के 6,000 लाइक्स ले लिए. Sure, look, our video has 6, but they're pointless, they're meaningless.
I think a lot of brands and a lot of companies, they've lost touch with what actually sells their product. No one's name is going to sell it. It's the story that will sell it.
Yes.
That's why aaj tak when you say dalda, you think of jahan mamta wahan dalda. When you think of HBL, you think jahan khwab wahan.
मेरे लास्ट अभी लाहौर शो पे किसी ने बड़ा ऑकवर्ड कर दिया था, जहाँ ममता वहाँ डालडा वाले आइडिया को. आई थिंक इनफैक्ट कराची वाले शो में खालिद ने बड़ा ऑकवर्ड कर दिया था, नॉट द लाहौर शो. गलत मतलब निकाल दिया था उसने बातों को. हमने आज ये ब्रांडेड शो किया है, हमने हज़ारों ब्रांड जो है ना नाम ले लेके.
अब हम लोग प्रपोजल के पास सबके पास जाएंगे.
किस मुंह से जाएंगे यार. मैकडॉनल्ड्स अब मुझे कभी नहीं स्पॉन्सर कर रहा.
शायद HBL और डालडा कर ले, उनकी हम लोग तारीफ कर रहे हैं.
नहीं, हम कह रहे हैं कि हमें पता है क्या करना है, आप हमें स्पॉन्सर कर रहे हैं.
नहीं, फॉर एग्जांपल the Shan Foods ad जो पहला जो निकला था बिरयानी वाला, it was amazing, and I felt it more because I was that kid living away from home.
Simple concept, well executed.
Yeah, it was
simple concept,
and it
well
was
executed.
real, a real story, a real experience. It was something that I've personally been through.
And उसके बाद सब ने वो ऐड बनाया.
हाँ, और सब
वही कवाली टाइप, वही, and none of them were as efficient because again they got वो इंडिया में प्रोड्यूस हुआ था, by the way, that Chan ad.
I know. Indian director था, Indian producer था, Portugal में shoot हुई थी.
Yeah, and they paid a lot of money to them because छोटी चीजें, they just did a lot of little things right.
Yeah.
Which maybe we would not have been able to.
See, it is like I said, for example, Ufone के जो पुराने ads होते थे, I still enjoy watching those because there was a good story. It was a fun story. They weren't selling the product in your face. There was something where, and then, but you were sold.
There was always an association ना कि जी अच्छा क्लियर आवाज़, तेरी मेहरबानी, क्लियर आवाज़, कहीं ना कहीं लिंक आ रहा है, कहीं ना कहीं लिंक आ रहा है. लॉट टाइम्स अब ऐसा भी होता है कि आप ऐड देखते हो and you're like इसका कोई ताल्लुक नहीं था किसी भी चीज़ से.
अब if you remember, Airtel का एक ad था, border वाला, the kids are playing football. Beautiful.
Yes.
Nothing to do with the phone company, nothing to do with एक phone भी नहीं, but the message was there.
It's still there ना, connecting. It's still there.
Turkish Airlines, if you remember this ad, जहाँ बच्चे खेल रहे, they're trying to get the planes to come, towards them, and then they build a runway, and then they show lights, and the pilot notices, so he does a flyby near them.
See, still link, right?
Yeah, exactly.
अब जो लोग जिस तरह ऑनलाइन जो कॉमेडी वीडियोस लोग बनाते हैं, विच आई मीन देयर डूइंग ग्रेट वर्क, व्हाटएवर, एवरीथिंग, नॉट टू शिट ऑन, मतलब आज सारी फटे नहीं लेने मैंने, बट अगर आपका कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है, ठीक है, ना आपने बस डाल दिया, वो बारिश में नहा रहे हैं and आपका product is I don't know a camera or whatever your product is, it's just unlinked, right?
Yeah.
So I do a lot of comedy and I do a lot of I write a lot of ads for people.
And Pakistan cables बारिश में.
तो वो मैं उनको यही समझाता हूँ and sometimes पता है you have to protect the brand from itself.
Yeah.
I've met MNCs who are like हमने ये करना है आपके साथ, and I'm like ये आपका ब्रांड नहीं है.
Exactly.
ये मेरा ब्रांड है.
हाँ.
ये आपके आप ये करें which goes better with your brand. They're like नहीं. Patari I think recently tried that Wendy's thing where they were initially before Khalid Bajwa showed everybody what a big a-hole he was. They were very like sassy with their content. कि वो क्या कर रहा है भाई तू सीन बता ये वो टाइप. एंड एक MNC वर लाइक हमने ये करना है. And I was like आप ये नहीं कर सकते, आप अपना ब्रांड देखें. करीम ने रिसेंटली अभी they've done a lot of smart marketing but they've also done a few faux pas कि जिसकी जो मर्जी है वो मैसेज कर देते हैं and then they're like okay we get you're trying to be cool and hip but a brand can't say this. You can't have a brand say something like this. Because अगर ये जब international जाएगा तो ये मसला होगा. So brands also need to realize it's not just virality. आप बना दें कोई आप गंदी कॉमेडी वीडियो वायरल तो चली जाएगी but you don't want your brand associated to that.
नहीं, of course I think every brand needs to know what language they want to use and what how they want to see. Patari, the way they present it's fine because that was their brand language, that was
works for them,
how they want to show themselves. They're that type of brand. Kareem, the way they use their messaging works for them because they're that type. A very like for example like a very sophisticated bank cannot do that.
Absolutely
because you're
not.
That's not your imagine Standard Chartered आपको ऐसे messages भेजे. You can't do that. And that's not your audience, that's not your brand.
Yes, and it's also who's buying your thing, right?
Yeah.
ठीक है. आप TikTok right now is huge. Most brands are idiots to not focus on TikTok.
It's the number one downloaded app
100%. But अगर आप कोई एक elite brand है, of course you're not. I'm not going to tell Engro to go on TikTok.
No,
I'm not. It just doesn't. It just doesn't make sense for them to be on. But maybe like some chocolatey choco type.
Like
they should be on TikTok now. Like. प्लीज़ मैं ये आज जो है ना आज की पॉडकास्ट का पॉइंट ये था कि पाकिस्तान एक्सपीरियंस कितना अमेजिंग है बट नाउ इट्स आई एम गिविंग बैक. ये लें मुफ्त की वैल्यू है. 2020 में आपने अपनी ब्रांड वैल्यू क्रिएट करनी है. गेट ऑन टिकटॉक. फ्री एडवाइस आप लोगों को दे रहा हूँ.
if you're targeting teenagers,
yes,
that's where they are. What you're talking about, the guy who joined Facebook a week ago. People have left Facebook. He's late to the party.
और ब्रांड मैनेजर एजेंसीज आपको उल्लू बना रही हैं. ये जो आपको नंबर्स दिखाते हैं इनको बोले मुझे कंटेंट भी दिखाएं. जब ये कंटेंट ऐसा होगा फार्मा जनाजा मोटा पैलेस तो आपके ब्रांड को कोई वैल्यू नहीं मिल रही. सो rather than getting 40 influencers who are going to tweet the same thing that you've given to them and all of their audiences also realize कि ये लोग क्या करते हैं. Get somebody who actually understands content. Make good content because good content sells. Coming back to how good our content is. So even with Pakistan experience, मैं हूँ जो रातों को तुम लोग स्क्रीनशॉट नंबर्स के भेजता रहता हूँ कि इतने लोगों ने सुन लिया. But that's not the aim. It's the impact.
It just that motivates us because it proves those numbers that we keep seeing. It just keeps proving us wrong.
Surprise, that's what I was going. It surprises us.
Yeah, because वही बात है ना कि we were also skeptical. कितने लोग सुनेंगे?
We were like ठीक है 5-6 लोग देख लेंगे लेकिन उन पे इम्पैक्ट अच्छा होगा. कंटेंट अच्छा ठीक है जिंदगी भर सुनते रहेंगे.
I think we also talked about शुरू में कि यार एक फुल लेंथ लगा देंगे और फिर उसके हम लोग चंक्स काट के लगा दिया करेंगे क्योंकि लोग पूरा नहीं सुनेंगे.
Yes.
And then first episode से we were proven wrong.
और फर्स्ट में हमने डाले भी थे मूवीज के
डाले थे
एंड चंक्स कोई नहीं सुन रहा था.
वो कोई नहीं सुन रहा था. फुल एपिसोड
और फुल एपिसोड सब सुन रहे थे.
एंड उसके बाद आई थिंक द ओनली चंक वी पुट इन वाज वो उसका
अली गुलपीर का मैंने अभी डाला है फॉर द अली जफर थिंग बिकॉज़ इट वाज उस वक्त चाहिए था. बट उसके अलावा कोई चंक नहीं.
वो बस वो डार्लिंग वाले का हमने
हाँ नहीं आई मीन वील पुट लाइक अ स्मॉलर क्लिप ऑन Facebook.
Yeah, but वही
But
हमने किया, yeah.
YouTube doesn't have
We
any
never,
of-
we didn't go for the, because I remember we talked about कि हम लोग small clips बना के playlist बना लेंगे.
But it's that impactful, right? कि लोग 3 मिनट की देखते हैं, and so the Alina clip has like what 5-6 million views, and then everybody's reposted it.
Yeah,
Whatever जो भी collate करके अल्लाह माफ कर. And कोई brand अगर हो,
yeah,
आप ब्रांड हैं, आप एजेंसी हैं, आपको पता है 6 मिलियन व्यूज़ के आप क्या चार्ज कर सकते हैं, टॉप ऑफ 10 lakhs. अगर आप कोई ब्रांड बोलता है जी मुझे 6 मिलियन व्यूज़ चाहिए, आप 10 लाख रुपए स्पेंड कर रहे हैं फेसबुक एडवर्टाइजिंग में, बिकॉज फेसबुक इज़ नाउ बिकम अ मनी इन मनी आउट मॉडल. वही अगर आप किसी को अगर कंटेंट समझ में आता है उसको दे दें, he'll make something for you that means something, that stays, that has staying power. Like that Find My Adventure video.
yeah.
ठीक है, Find My Adventure didn't need to put in money because everybody just posted it. I think Bilawal Bhutto posted it.
Oh, that turned out to be a
Fake Bilawal
fake
Bhutto.
Bilawal Bhutto, but
government agencies ये
वो
वो
जो हाँ कोई park defense का कोई है
yeah,
channel,
so
like, no, we also got invited by TV channels
Yeah.
to come and talk about that video.
so even when I make content, Mango Bars will pick it up, Propaganda will pick it up, Parlo will pick it up. These are like places where brands would give money to post.
Yeah,
But because I make good content, they pick it up themselves.
yeah,
पाकिस्तान एक्सपीरियंस के इतने आर्टिकल लिखे जाते हैं, इतने वो
Yeah.
करते हैं. It's actually been quite a interesting journey for me personally as well. It's made me change a lot of my perspective
Yeah.
about things. कौन सी थी आपकी सबसे surprising podcast? Because I have an answer for this.
the surprising one. I liked. I really enjoyed the Ali Gulpir podcast.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Jibran Nasir podcast, but the conversation after the podcast was more fun.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get Jibran Nasir again and get the off-screen
But
Jibran Nasir
what I
on
loved
screen.
about the Jibran Nasir podcast, कि वो, you know, it was so relaxed. वो बीच में चाय भी चल रही है, समोसे भी खा रहे हैं, you know, and that's what, you know, and it was a great conversation.
You see a person rather than just a
हाँ,
shouting match.
yeah.
वरना politicians चार
most-
डब्बों में चला रहे होते हैं एक दूसरे पे.
the most different and the different experience was Mrs. Khan.
That's what my answer was.
Yeah, because we went to your house and
Yeah.
it was very surreal. It was very surreal.
और काफ़ी हमने उनको हाउंट किया था. जब फिर उन्होंने रिप्लाई करना छोड़ दिया तो लाइक ये नहीं कर रही, बस छोड़ दो, आखिरी दफ़ा एक मैसेज कर दो.
हाँ, काफी
Yeah.
times that you were following up and
Yeah.
we didn't get it until like
Yes, because I think the Mrs. Khan podcast really shows what we are doing is different. Because
Yeah.
टीवी पे आप 2 मिनट चिल्लाते हुए देखते हो, टीवी को क्या है, आउटरीच क्रिएट करना है. आउटरीच क्रिएट किया जी, सब बात कर रहे हैं, गालियाँ दे रहे हैं, सक्सेस डन.
yeah,
And we wanted to do the complete opposite of that, which is what our sell to her was. कि
Yeah.
This is great for you,
yeah,
and hopefully it was.
and I mean I'm happy we've had some very diverse guests.
किसी ने कमेंट किया था कि थैंक यू फॉर गेटिंग मिसेस खान एंड अलीना. अब मुझे पता चला कि ये पॉडकास्ट सिर्फ क्लिफ्टन के वडेरों के लिए नहीं है. आई वाज लाइक कोई क्लिफ्टन का वडेरा इस पॉडकास्ट पे नहीं आया है, अनलेस लोगों को लगता है अली गुलपीर वाकई वडेरे का बेटा है.
Yeah,
वी हैवंट हैड
I
एनीबॉडी
think yeah, नहीं.
हाँ, कोई वडेरा तो नहीं आया हमारी पॉडकास्ट में यार अब तक. Mrs. Khan is also interesting because we weren't happy after we shot it, if you remember.
Yeah, we were like यार ये क्या. When we were having dinner and we were like यार
Yong
off
Tang
था.
पे हमने खाया था.
हाँ.
हाँ.
off था. You know, we were like that wasn't a good podcast.
मेलो था, एनर्जी कम थी,
हाँ.
कुछ हमें भी थोड़ा था कि यार कुछ मसाला नहीं मिला टाइप, राइट?
हाँ.
कि कुछ आउटरीच भी नहीं थी, बहुत ठंडा था, मजे का था.
हाँ, I
As in,
think yeah.
yeah, no like debate.
Even when I was, and then I think when we were editing it,
Hmm.
I think I told you कि उस वक्त भी I think we were a bit skeptical.
I think सुनने के बाद we were like इतना
हाँ,
बुरा नहीं था
उसको
कि हमें
but
जो
we were also like it's not as bad, but I think I remember we talking के
yeah.
चलो खैर. I think we were also thinking of like delaying the ऐसी कुछ था
We
ना
were,
कि
I
like
think switching के कुछ और पहले डाल देते हैं.
हाँ, and we were like ये छोड़ो, but from the we ended up putting it and then we got a very different response.
Yes, and I think when we heard it, I was, wait, it is very different from what we've done before,
Yeah,
but I think that is the good part of it.
yeah.
एंड देन वो रिएक्शन भी वही आया कि ओ, मुझे अब भी जो लोग मिलते हैं लाइक तुमने इतनी तमीज़ से उनसे कैसे बात की, एंड आई एम लाइक ये मेरी अचीवमेंट थोड़ी है यार, लाइक
हाँ,
आपके सामने अगर कोई नानी दादी, आप कैसे बात करोगे उनसे?
जब उन्होंने हमें वो शरबत भी दिया और फिर चाय भी दी और फिर शहजाद को ऑफर किया कि मैं आपके रिश्ता ढूंढ के
मिस खान, आपने मेरी अब तक शादी नहीं करवाई है, वैसे आपने इतना प्रॉमिस किया था कि इतने रिश्ते हैं।
टू इन हर डिफेंस शी सेड कि आप मेरे पास आए,
हाँ, मैं नहीं गया उनके पास वापस।
प्रोफाइल लिखवाएं।
तो या अभी में मेरा,
हमने आई थिंक फिर हुसैन का उनको प्रोफाइल दे दिया था।
फिर उन्होंने बोला हुसैन के लिए कोई नहीं है मेरे पास, हुसैन आरटी में जाए वापस, हमारे पास इनके लिए कोई रिश्ते नहीं है।
मेरे लिए बन रहा है अभी।
तो yes, I think doing the podcast has helped me grow as a person to see कि यार इंटरनेट सिर्फ दुनिया नहीं है, humans exist outside of the internet. The internet will make you believe कि ये कैंप है और ये कैंप है और ये दोनों तो एक दूसरे को जला मार देंगे। And a lot of, I feel जिस तरह right now even in India जो अभी स्टूडेंट प्रोटेस्ट चल रहे हैं, a lot of it is fueled by the internet. This idea that anybody who believes in something different than you is worthy of death. Nothing short of that because it's also very easy to go online and say this person deserves to die. You're not conscious of the fact there's a human being on the other end. But सामने आपके, जैसे मिस खान also said कि मुझे 4-4 बजे फ़ोन करके बच्चे गालियाँ देते हैं. I think it's easy to do that over the phone. I think it's very easy to do that over the internet. But आए मिस खान के सामने बैठे उनको गालियाँ, I don't think.
And I think before going, we also, I mean, we didn't have the game plan कि जाके गालियाँ देंगे, but we went with a very,
कि हम तमीज़ से बात करेंगे, प्यार से बात करेंगे.
But we still had that thing कि we will, I mean, talk to her, obviously we didn't go to clear her story, but we just wanted to see her side of things, and the idea was कि
I think she had also gotten some perspective and mellowed down by then. So she was also not a fiery.
But I think वही चीज़ें जो हमारे उसमें भी है, description में भी है, कि it's the lost art of conversations.
Yes, क्लीशे साउंड करता है, पर सबसे सिंपल बात यही है. अब आज हम सारा गेम प्लान दे रहे हैं कि अगर किसी और ने भी करना है, 2 लोग बात कर रहे हैं. There's no, लोग पूछते हैं how much do you prepare for a podcast? I'm like what?
नहीं, आज तो मुझे होना ही नहीं था यहाँ.
बताओ ना सबको. नहीं, ये पूरा इरादा था, हमने करनी थी यार तुम्हारे साथ, शुरू से हम कर रहे हैं ये प्लान.
I'm saying आज का it was just like चलो आज कर लेते.
मैं नाम नहीं लेना चाहता, one of the guests sort of bailed on us. तो so this doing this podcast,
in case someone find out, they had good reason.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And things out of their control.
Yeah.
This podcast has helped me grow as a person. I think if I look at 2019, I think even though one would think कि I turned 30 in Jan, and I was like, ठीक है, I'm done growing. अब तो मतलब मैं, अब who I am, I will be for the rest of my life. But this has been, I think, a year of immense growth for me personally. And I think the podcast is a huge part of that. The fact that आप बबल से अपने बाहर आए हो, आप देख रहे हो कि और दुनिया है, कि अच्छा इवन विद मिसेस खान पॉडकास्ट द आइडिया वाज नॉट कि अब मैं इसको लेक्चर दूंगा और बोलूँगा ये दीज आर माई बिलीव्स. आई स्टिल टोल्ड हर कि मेरे बिलीव्स क्या हैं, बट अगर मिसेस खान की एक ऑडियंस है, मेरी एक ऑडियंस है, मैं अपनी बात करूँगा, अपनी बात करें, हम दोनों ऑडियंस एक दूसरे पर चिल्लाते रहें, गालियाँ देते रहें, व्यूज़ शायद ज़्यादा आ जाएँ फिर भी, लेकिन बेहतर ये नहीं है कि मैं अगर मिस खान से बात करूँ तो उनकी ऑडियंस जो 100 पे थी वो 70 पे आ जाए, या जो आंटियाँ जो मिस खान के ओरिजिनल बिलीव्स टाइप थे वो अपनी बेटियों को भेज रहे थे, देखा तो मैं लल्लू नहीं चलाना चाहिए, अब वो बेटियाँ वापस मिस खान की वही पॉडकास्ट के देखें अब मिस खान क्या कह रही हैं. आई थिंक दैट इज़ अ मच स्ट्रॉन्गर इम्पैक्ट देन जस्ट मोर आउटरेज. एंड फ्रॉम अ पर्सनल परस्पेक्टिव अभी मई मार्च टाइप में काफ़ी ट्रोल हुआ था ऑनलाइन, एंड अब तो बहुत टाइम हो गया, 10 साल हो गए सिंस आई बीन क्रिएटिंग कंटेंट, तो स्किन थिक हो गई थी. बट फॉर सम रीज़न This time it really got to me.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't in a great place in my life. Recently breakup भी हुआ था. Validation कम थी, esteem कम थी. It really got to me and I had like some breakdowns and Twitter पे भी. तो really made me go back and reflect कि यार हो क्या रहा है. And I think something that really helped was getting off the internet. When you're on the internet और आपको एक ही बात की जा रही होती है तो आपको लगता है यही दुनिया है. Everybody hates me just because 10 लोगों ने गालियाँ दी हुई हैं. Even though they might not even know who you are. So getting off the internet and realizing that there's a world beyond the internet, and even though the Pakistan experience is on the internet, I think sitting people down and talking to them makes you realize that they're a human being. Even Jibran Nasir, लोगों के लिए तो वो reduced होगा ना to either good or bad, but still like this caricature. But 2 घंटे किसी को बिठा के बात करना, you see कि यार अच्छा सब इंसान है. So it also really increases your empathy के we're too quick to judge on the internet. I mean, Twitter gives you what, 240 characters?
Yeah.
240 characters में क्या आप nuance बात कर सकते हैं? And we don't give people space. Yes, if somebody is a harasser, somebody is assaulted, somebody is a criminal, cancel them. पर a less than perfect tweet like Urva, क्या कहा था उसने कि मेंटल हेल्थ कुछ नहीं होता, सिर्फ डाइट और जिम करें.
No.
I get what she's trying to say. Will a diet or will like good food, good nutrition, good health, gym help with your mental? Absolutely it will. To say mental health kuch nahi hota is problematic.
Yeah.
But see where she's coming from. Yeah. You can't just like make a lynch mob. बहुत जल्दी हम lynch mob तैयार हो जाते हैं.
We don't give someone, again वही बात है ना कि on TV you just have those 30-second sound bites.
और वो चाहते हैं कि वो 30 सेकंड के साउंड बाइट हो.
That's how, I mean, we talked about them trying to create content, right? That's
And
what,
create outrage, false outrage.
That's, I mean, we breaking news चाहते हैं.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, and वही ना कि this podcast also did catch me by surprise, because I never expected people to watch the entire thing. Like I said, we just did it for the sake of doing it. कि यार करते हैं, देखते हैं क्या होता है. And response has been amazing. I mean, बहुत दफ़ा बीच में हमारे we face technical issues and ये वो, तो कभी delays आ जाते, कभी quality में कुछ मसला आ जाता है, वो हो जाता है because it's a new setup, we're trying to figure things out. कभी टीम में भी changes आती हैं, तो
because we believe in it.
हाँ, consistency नहीं रहती technically, but and then so people get upset कि ये ख़राब था, वो ख़राब था. ठीक है, हो जाता है. And I'm glad कि people do get upset जब कुछ चीज़ें ख़राब हुई, which means कि they
are invested
in it.
Yeah.
So it's I'm glad to be a part of it, and it's been a fun ride.
मैं 10 साल से कॉमेडी कर रहा हूँ. आई डोंट थिंक इतनी लंबी बातें मेरे से किसी ने मेरी कॉमेडी के बारे में की हैं. विद द पॉडकास्ट मे बी इट्स बिकॉज अब कितनी है 15th एपिसोड होगी ना ये, तो लोग मुझे अगर 20-30 घंटे सुन चुके हैं, दे फील लाइक दे नो मी. आई डोंट थिंक मैं पब्लिक में इतना रुका हूँ. लाइक पीपल स्टॉप मी इन द मिडल ऑफ द स्ट्रीट्स एट चाय ढाबाज एंड देयर लाइक आई हैव टू टॉक टू यू अबाउट दिस. And then it's usually a 15-minute conversation because they have so much to say and they have so much value to add. And I love, so thank you for everybody who's come and said that. It shows the impact कि जो हमारे initial hypothesis भी था कि 7 लोग भी सुनेंगे. I did feel कि यार वो 7 लोगों को फ़र्क पड़ेगा.
Yeah.
And even अभी हमारी last वाली, which we were like यार ये कब से pending है, let's just do it. The amount of women in abusive relationships who are divorced have reached out is just unbelievable. And it
even the impact after Ali Kulpeer's podcast, that was brilliant, because I again when you, I mean that was one podcast that caught me by surprise, because when you put two comedians in together, you didn't expect that conversation to happen, and it was amazing. I mean, it humanized everyone, right?
Such a humanize is a perfect word because there is comedy in there.
Yeah, there is.
Even
But-
when he says divorced, I think मैं awkward हो जाता हूँ, फिर मैं कुछ
हाँ.
कहता हूँ कि oh you know you're fighting the social stigma, and I think he
Yeah.
says something like हाँ इसीलिए तो मैं divorce की थी कि मैं social stigma,
Uh-huh.
and then we both just crack up.
No, of course there is. I mean, there is comedy, but the what you're talking about,
Yeah.
it was all human conversation.
But that's how human beings talk now. A
Yeah,
lot of times
exactly.
आजकल online people are like, and it's great, you need to be conscious and have empathy, but like just on Twitter पे people are like, you know, before talking to somebody you should be like, hi, my name is Shehzad, are you in an emotional state to listen to what I have to say next? Yes, I consent that I'm in an emotional state to listen to what you have to say. And then you say something and then there's a perfect response. That's not how human beings communicate. That's not how human beings communicate. Sure, Ali Gulpir ने divorce की बात की, उसके बाद there was laughter, but that doesn't mean we were laughing at his misery.
Yeah.
It's laughter as a coping mechanism.
Exactly.
तो maybe अगर ये text form में होता, where you don't see the nuance, where you don't see how we're communicating, लोग हर तरह की बात करते हैं शायद कि वो look at how you react, तो वो online जब आप बहुत जल्दी outrage हो जाते हैं, देख लें, bringing back a little full circle, like that Ali Rahman video, they know लोग outrage होंगे, they knew it, they had the formula, and they were like अब इस outrage को capitalize कैसे करें, पैसे कैसे बनाएं इस outrage से. So just breathe, everybody who's on social media, जरा एक गहरी सांस लें.
So I want to ask you, of all the podcasts we've done, I know it's going to be a difficult question.
You can't now.
Which one?
You
was
can't.
It?
You
Well,
can't.
You have to tell which one was your favorite.
You can't, yaar.
No, but out of all of them, I mean, there has to be one.
They're all, it's also हमारा नहीं है कोई formula, like you know, like
No, I know, but I'm saying which one.
how do you compare Muiz to Mrs. Khan? How do you compare them?
You can't, but the entire or we can, not maybe the content, but the entire experience of each episode. Which one has been your favorite?
Yeah, it's
Which one would you listen to over and over again?
I don't like listening to my voice.
हाँ.
मेरी बहुत बचपन पता है ये, the reason this podcast I've thought of and not done for a year is because I actually hate my voice. I actually like.
No one likes their voice.
पर पता है even though अभी इतने लोग सुन रहे हैं, I still feel वो एक imposter syndrome है, क्योंकि बोलेगा finally somebody will realize wow Shehzad sounds terrible, and then everybody will stop listening कि इसकी आवाज़ कितनी बुरी है. तो I can't listen to a lot of the podcasts because I hate my voice.
Yeah.
वैसे मेरी आवाज़ बहुत अच्छी है सर पॉडकास्ट पे नहीं. So yeah, I don't listen to a lot of them, but यार because I think maybe you've been talking about Ali Gulpir वाली इतनी ज़्यादा, तो it's really fresh. It was a great conversation. I think it's also because for instance masculinity पे बड़ी बातें होती हैं, right? A lot of there's a lot of discussion about feminism and men. Being a half decent human being in of itself is not an achievement. Get it? कि कुछ लोग हैं online, like especially boys, who think wokeness दिखाकर वो लोगों को बता सकते हैं हम कितने अच्छे लोग हैं. नहीं, अगर आप feminist हैं, अगर आप assault नहीं करते, अगर आप harass नहीं करते, आप इंसान हैं. ये इसके कोई brownie points या stars नहीं हैं. So पूरे discussion में अली गल्पीर, and I think हम objectively ये बातें कर सकते हैं because हमें नहीं जाता credit. Like अली गुलपीर की podcast हम दोनों को नहीं credit.
Not at all.
We have nothing to do with that.
Not at all.
ठीक है, Mr. Khan we had to maybe work a little, but
I mean, even then, I think every conversation that's happened, nothing's been prompt, nothing's been
95% is the guest. Actually हया वाली भी बहुत अच्छी थी, पता है. I think हया वाली I also really like because we found our feet in that.
Yeah.
हया वाली was so okay. Muiz was phenomenal, but Muiz had a lot to say.
Yeah.
ठीक है, Muiz से मैंने पहले बात की हुई थी कि वो हमने बात करना है discussion. With Haya, I love Haya. When she showed up, I was like, क्या करना है? नाश्ता करना है? She didn't have a plan, I didn't have a plan, and it was just दो लोग बात कर रहे हैं.
Yeah.
I loved that Ali Gulpir to come and talk about so many things without being like, oh, I'm going to come destigmatize divorce. Oh, I'm going to come and destigmatize toxic masculinity. It's not.
Yeah.
You just see him as a person, and to also like both of us to sit here and be like, यार हम 20 साल में ऐसे नहीं थे, ये गलती की हमने, ये गलती की और आज हम ये हैं.
Yeah.
तो आप हमारी ये देखें, ये हमारी पूरी जर्नी है. एंड अब ये PR कंपनीज हैं सारी जो इन्फ्लुएंस करवाती हैं, पैसे देकर लोगों को सेक्सी बुलवाती हैं, सेलिब्रिटी बुलवाती हैं. दैट्स नॉट गोना डू. ऑब्वियसली अली गुलपीर PR के लिए नहीं कर रहा, बट the fact that he spent years working on himself and becoming a great human being, that he can come out now. आधा घंटा झूठ बोल सकते हो, घंटा झूठ बोल सकते हो, 2 घंटे की पॉडकास्ट में वही इंसान नजर आएगा जो है. आपके टॉकिंग पॉइंट्स खत्म. दैट्स व्हाट आई लव अबाउट द पॉडकास्ट कि अगर कोई टॉकिंग पॉइंट्स लाता भी है तो आधे घंटे में ख़त्म हो जाते हैं. देन यू सी द पर्सन, देन यू सी द नुआंस. नटालिया वाली बहुत अच्छी थी यार. आई जस्ट लाइक आई कैन टॉक टू नटालिया फॉर एवर. बोथ द soul brothers and soul bitches are like
complete opposite.
such contrast. निदा खान का मेमोरी कार्ड खो गया, वरना उसकी पार्ट 2 बहुत एक्चुअली अच्छा डिस्कशन था.
That was sad.
सो फॉर पीपल हु स्टिल वंडर निदा खान पार्ट 2 क्यों नहीं आया, वो मेमोरी कार्ड किसी ने चुरा लिया था. सो वी आई थिंक वी स्टिल हैव द ऑडियो दो. वी माइट जस्ट वी डोंट हैव द वीडियो.
हाँ, I think.
तो वी माइट जस्ट पुट अप.
But Kumail was
great.
Was a lot of fun.
Kumail was great because see यार इसलिए कंपेयर करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. Like with Haya it's like I'm having tea with a friend.
Yeah.
With Kumail now that's by design.
Yeah.
कि यार लोग शियाओं के बारे में ये सारी बातें करते हैं.
Yeah.
ये क्यों करते हैं ये so एक एजेंडा नहीं as such, but there is something fueling the conversation.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do everything. We will do something which is reactionary, we'll do something that's casual, and वो conversations वाला जो cliche है वो बहुत सच है. It's just people talking यार.
And वो you know I don't think people like talking anymore.
I think people do.
I know. I mean people I don't know,
listening थोड़ी कम हो गई है हमारी.
Also maybe human interaction भी कम करना चाहते हैं. I know I want to reduce human interaction.
Content देखो, अगर आपको बुरा खाना मिलता रहेगा आपको लगेगा बुरा खाना ही खाना है. Right, like if you're gonna get a certain kind of pizza and another kind of pizza comes, you're like ये पिज़्ज़ा नहीं है. तो टॉकिंग का तो अब सबको बहुत शौक है, लिसनिंग का शौक खत्म हो गया. Some like इतनी बेसिक बातें लोग करते हैं, like you know you look like you really listen to people. I'm like तो मैं क्या करूँ ना, मतलब as human beings we have to listen to each other. But when I watch other content, एक और इंटरव्यू शो पॉपुलर है यूट्यूब पर, बंदा बात कर रहा होगा, हाँ मैं बचपन में मेरी वालदा की डेथ जब हुई तो मेरी ज़िंदगी ऐसे थी, आगे से आएगा. तो कोई रिलेशनशिप था, एंड आई एम लाइक वुमन वर यू नॉट लिसनिंग टू व्हाट ही वाज सेइंग. you have like a set of your questions that you're just running through. और फिर वही होगा, वो एक सैड म्यूज़िक चलेगी, वो यू नो वो क्रेन शॉट पे कैमरा आएगा, एंगल. आई लाइक द फैक्ट दैट कुछ नहीं होता, दो एक मेरे पे है, एक तुम पर है, एंड we're just switching between. There's no like fancy crane shot. All of that just takes you over. हाँ, डॉली पे आते हैं ना, वो देखे ना तुमने, वो एक साइड टेबल से एक शॉट आ रहा है, फिर वो पियानो बज रहा है. It just takes away from the conversation.
I think हमारा तो visual design भी कोई नहीं. हम like बस दिख रहे हैं, हाँ ठीक है चलो.
What cameras are we shooting on? Is that Black Magic? ये मैंने किसी को बताया, they're like what? I was like हाँ Black Magic पे शूट करते हैं, 3-4 Black Magic पे. Like लगता तो है तुम गराज में शूट कर रहे हो. I'm like that's by design.
But वो तो also these cameras are, I mean we have them. Our media department has these cameras, so.
But it's also because I think
we never, I mean इसमें कोई वो नहीं है, just तीनों सब कैसे दिख रहे हैं ठीक है. And even हमारा कभी होता है ना कि माइक सामने आ रहे हैं, आने तो पॉडकास्ट है, it's meant to the mic's meant to be there. ठीक है, खैर है.
नहीं मेरा फेस बहुत ब्यूटीफुल है ना, तो लोग बोलते हैं please Shehzad, show us the beautiful face. Talking about reflection, year's about to end. Mr. Nabhan, क्या हैं आपके takeaways 2019 से?
Yeah, it was 2019 was a good and interesting year. I I mean, it was a lot of fun. I think I was. I mean, I became a father in 2017 September. So 2018, my daughter's been, she's growing up. Though it's been interesting days.
You also have a very good story about the birth of your daughter.
That's
Can we hear the story, please?
yeah. It was back in September 2017. It was no, sorry, 2017, 2018. It was back. Sorry, time flies. It was back
sure.
in September 2018.
Wedding anniversary date अभी बताओ मुझे.
28 December.
आने वाली है.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
साल.
Third year.
Okay.
Third
ठीक
wedding
है.
anniversary.
Good husbands.
Yes.
कहाँ ले जा रहे हो तुम wedding anniversary पे?
Probably किसी की शादी पे.
किसी और की शादी पे.
किसी और की
Back
शादी
to the
पे.
scene of the crime.
I think that's a problem with December.
Yeah.
Anniversary दूसरों की शादियों में celebrate करते
So
हैं.
September 2018.
Yeah. So Hania was born. It's a very interesting story. It was I think 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. My wife woke me up saying I'm feeling something, and first time I'm feeling it, so we should go. It was around the time when we were expecting, so we were all ready. We had game plan पूरा बना हुआ था कि क्या करेंगे. Bags were ready, everything. So we rushed to the hospital thinking कि अभी कुछ नहीं होगा क्योंकि just like a few hours back we were at her mom's house just chilling. मतलब अम्मी से मिलने गए थे, and she was feeling fine, and ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था. We thought कि we like चले जाते हैं, just so we go to the hospital. They take her in for a checkup. थोड़ी देर बाद they called me कि आप आ जाए अंदर. And by then my parents and her parents and my sister, her sister, they'd all come to the hospital. So I go inside and यार आप यहाँ वेट करना है. ठीक है. थोड़ी देर बाद they come again, and again she was fine. She was I feel fine, and we thought कि we probably go home, and then she goes like the nurse comes back and says कि अब जाके इनको चेक इन कर लें, लेबर में जाएंगे. I was like, okay. So I do the formalities, yes, and then again, obviously never experienced this before, so we were expecting from the stories we heard it could take up to 12 hours. हम तो चिल कर रहे थे. मैंने तो अपने पेरेंट्स को दिया, आप लोग जाएं, आप क्या करेंगे. तो I think our fathers went back and our mothers were in the room upper with our sisters. तो बैठे हुए थे and एकदम से they take us into another room, and then all of a sudden my wife started feeling a lot of pain. एकदम से turns out कि वो fast forward में चीज़ें हो रही थी. Usually when it's supposed to take hours, it was happening in minutes. And so I mean, no matter what you say, it's a painful process, but it was just like happening too sudden. Jहाँ intervals of things were supposed to happen in intervals of 1 hour or something, it was happening in intervals of minutes. So and then and that day I was like, I told my wife afterwards, I was like, you are superwoman. Because she went, she decided to go complete natural, no epidural, nothing.
Oh Lord.
She was like, and then she started screaming, ke, please give me something, please give me. And the doctor said, we can't, at this point
It's
we
too
can't.
late.
It's too late. And she was in a lot of pain. And then her doctor came, and the moment her doctor came, my wife was like, please just cut me open and take it out, And the doctor was also trying to, calm her down by saying, aap hi na to se leke aaya tha, then
What are you doing in this
I'm
situation?
just standing there feeling like the most
Useless.
useless person in the entire world. Like there was a sofa over there and that felt more useful than me. Like I was just standing there holding her hand.
Oh.
And then, she went into labor and she's holding my hand and I was like, just don't say, because, and she was holding it really hard.
Hmm.
And the only thing I was saying to myself, Nabhan,
Don't complain.
don't say ouch, don't do anything, because the pain you're feeling right now is
थप्पड़ पड़ने वाला है मुंह पर.
नहीं थप्पड़ छोड़ो मतलब
Imagine if you were like, listen, this hurts. I think she
Yeah.
would have like thrown something at you.
हाँ नहीं, I was like this is nothing,
Yeah.
because I mean she was in pain and then मैं subtly because I was just changing my hands but I was like this is, and I didn't even know if I was going to be in the labor room, everything happened so far. I was just standing there and, but what was amazing was the moment Hania
Hmm.
was born. It was like Yusra, my wife, became calm. The her cries became smiles. Just within a second. And even for me, it felt like like something. It was a complete. The moment we heard, it was like it was a split second before having her, and then when she started crying. But those split seconds felt like minutes, because you see something, and then you're just waiting. Will it do anything? And then we heard the cry, and I think that was the only time when that was the best cry ever, because and we were just smiling, and and it was just a beautiful moment. And then immediately the nursing staff, they took the baby, they cleaned her up, took her out, they took me out, and I was watching them, and they were cleaning her up and doing all their tests or whatever, and I was just standing there like I couldn't say anything. And finally they got her ready, and so they're putting her, they kept her there waiting for her doctor to come and check the baby. And so they were like, आप visit के साथ खड़े हो जाए. I was just seeing this like very tiny little swollen thing, and her hands were kind of like sticking out. From day one she hated her hands being wrapped.
Hmm.
So I just did, hey baby, and she held my finger. And that was my oh shit moment ke this is
बस नभान तुम्हारी लाइफ खत्म है
I'm-
अब
yeah.
this life belongs to
So
this soul now.
exactly. I was like, all my this is it. This is what I have to do. This is my every decision I make now. She's involved. This is she's there. And a lot of people ask me, how does it feel? Like, how did it feel? There's no answer, because it's that emotion that you've never felt and you can't explain until you actually go through it yourself.
Well, I've had a really good plate of biryani. Is that comparable?
It depends.
How good was it?
Aloo kaise bane hue the, chicken pieces
Oh
अच्छे थे.
Lord, yaar.
No, but it was that experience. I mean, it's that feeling that you don't. I can't. I mean, you can put a gun to my head. I will not be able to explain it to you. It just my friends were also who were becoming dads after that. They would ask me, okay, what do I do? All of that. I was like, you'll find out. I can't. I'm like, it'll be something you've never felt before.
Wow.
And I know there's the mother is going through so much, and then her attachment is completely different, and her feelings are very, very different. But I think a father's experience is also very different, and that's why now, even before I was like, I would get in fight. My mom and sister would also, scold me. They're like, I would be like, I'm not going into the labor room. I can't handle. I mean, not because I have anything. I just hate hospitals.
Yeah,
I can't
same.
see. I can't deal with hospitals. I avoid even छोटे से छोटे चीज़ों के लिए I avoid going to, so it's nothing against the,
Hmm.
anything is just, I can't deal with hospitals or anything. I was like, मैं नहीं जाऊँगा, I can't, I'm not going to, and then I was there, I was, and then, but now if anyone says, I'm like, be there. Because you have to, I mean, if you're waiting outside and not seeing what your wife is going, I mean, you learn to appreciate
Life.
every life and the entire process and your wife. It's just a whole, it's a whole, it's a, video games खेलते you go to the next mission. It's just that next mission, a whole new level of, love and stuff that you reach. It's a different thing. And then and then after that, even if you complain about anything, थोड़ी चोट लग जाए ना, and your wife goes like, seriously वो दर्द होती है, you're like, nope. नहीं, does not hurt at all. So it's but anyone, husbands out there, if your wife is expecting, be there. It's an amazing experience.
तुमने सिंगल हैंडेडली पाकिस्तान की पॉपुलेशन बढ़वा दी है. आई थिंक आज रात जो सुन रहा है ना, वो आज रात बोलेगा कॉन्डम साइड पे रखो, मुझे बच्चा चाहिए.
It's
So the advice about, you'll know when you get there.
yeah.
Before you got there, did you feel like, oh, now I'm ready for this next stage? Yeah,
Nahin,
it's just
I because see, it's again, it's
just
it's the unknown, right?
Hmm.
I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Yes, I mean, okay, what is a father? You know the definition of a father. Everyone has experienced, having a father. You know what a father is, but you don't know the feeling that your father goes through when he looks at you, right? You don't know what goes in his mind or his heart. You might have a father who probably does convey their message, but you can never
we're
feel
in
that.
Pakistan, Nabhan. Pakistani
That's why
fathers
I
don't
said-
convey.
That's why I said might.
Might. Rarely.
No, but I'm saying that even if someone does convey it,
Yeah.
you still don't understand it. You can never understand it.
Hmm.
Just like a man can never understand what a woman goes through, you can't understand what anyone else goes through, right? Until you actually go through it yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry. So it's it's that feeling that you should. I mean, you need to go through that experience.
Yeah, personally, I think I've always been very afraid of commitment. तो मुझे तो बहुत ही डर लगता था. But abhi I was in Lahore recently, and this friend of mine was like, when I was at Lums, I was somebody's daughter, and then right after Lums I got married,
Yeah.
and then right after marriage I got a child, and I feel like I didn't live my life. And now she's in a really good place. She has a child. She does a bunch of her own things. She's like, I'm doing a lot of things for myself. She's in a great place. A lot of women might not get the chance. कि बच्चे करने के बाद they find space for themselves. So I was just sitting that night and reflecting Lums में, and I was looking at myself. Like I was having like flashbacks of me as a 19-year-old, and I think that night really helped me have a conversation with the baby in me. जिसमें फ्रॉइड कहता है आपका 8 सुपर ईगो होता है. तो मेरे अंदर का जो बेबी था ना, आई थिंक आई हैड अ वेरी गुड लॉन्ग डिस्कशन विद हिम, एंड आई डेल्ट विद अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, एंड आई वाज लाइक ओके, आई एम नाउ रेडी. सो आई डू नाउ फील लाइक a lot more ready. I mean, I'm sure I can't ever feel it without having been through.
Yeah.
But I also think it's important before you bring another life to be in a good place with yourself. I think
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think that it also matters who your
partner.
partner is.
Yeah.
and if both of you are ready. I mean, we both were ready. You know, we decided, okay, we want to start a family. So we were in that place, but obviously it's easier said than done.
It's also because तुम दोनों बहुत अच्छे लोग भी हो ना यार. I think हर कोई अच्छा इंसान नहीं होता. Somebody also said some shit to you.
It was when Hania was, and my thing, I wanted a daughter. I think I even had a dream. So the reason we called her Hania was because I had a dream. It's a girl and it's Hania, and it was a dream during a time when we were trying to find the gender, and no one would tell us, because supposedly, अगर especially लड़की होती है, hospitals are told not to inform the parents about the gender due to reasons everyone.
Because they
knows.
might abort the child or leave the girl child. But even in 2019,
Even in
a
20,
urban center, and I'm sure you're going to a good hospital.
We're talking about like a hospital like South City, like you can't get more urban than that. And I don't blame them. I understand where they're
sure, yeah, but Nabhan, I think a lot of times हमें लगता है ये गाँव के मसले हैं और हम realize नहीं करते.
But it's not us over here. I talked to a family friend of mine. She was based in Canada. And even in Canada, she was told that if anyone from South Asian heritage comes to you, do not reveal the name of the gender of the baby. So it's not just in Pakistan. It's our region who everywhere in the world. At least in what she said, at least in her hospital in Canada, she was informed that you're not allowed to tell the gender until the doctor lets you know. So it was during that time when we kept on going, and the only reason we wanted to know because my mother and my wife's mother, certain times they were in the US and Canada, and they wanted to shop. That was literally the only reason.
Don't buy gendered clothing, na buy non-gendered clothing.
So initially we did, and then we ran out of options because there are not a lot of neutral clothing. You'll be surprised, So we were like, what do we get? And I mean, to be very, I like that, if it's a girl, I want to make her, give her all these girly girl options. And it's just, I just find that, adorable. And then, baad mein she can, do what she wants. But abhi, as long as we have control of what she wears, we want to have fun with it, No, we just wanted, to decorate our room and stuff according to the gender. And that's the only reason. And we were telling the sonoras, we were like, dekhe, we just want to shop. Can you please tell us? They're like, nahi, nazar nahi aa raha, angle se nahi ho nahi hai. So then someone told us, can you have doctor? And so during that time, I got a dream that it's a girl. And the reason I know it's a girl, because I'm just calling out at someone and I'm saying Hania. I'm calling out a child and I'm saying Hania. So from then I was like, And then we went to the doctor, and the doctor gave a note. And then we went to the son, and she was like, it's a girl. And I was happy. And then when Hania was born, or was she born, or maybe when we found out she was I think after she was born, I was talking to someone, and everyone was calling. I was like, it's a girl. It's like, oh, koi baat nahi hai. I was like, what? Basically, what they meant was, next time ladka ho jayega. I was like, it doesn't matter to me.
I wish he's listening. You describe what you felt like and feels terrible about saying shit like that.
And I was like, why would, and my thing was, in our family, and I'm lucky to grow up in a family, and both of us are. My wife and lucky to grow up in families where all of this is irrelevant. The only prayers we had were baby is healthy. That's it, and that's all that should matter. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, as long as the baby's healthy, kicking, running, screaming. That's all that matters. Has all their limbs and stuff, because that's the only prayer you should give. Make sure my kid is healthy and doesn't have to face difficulties, and gender should not be a criteria. And I was really offended, and you know, it was a very happy moment for me. And when someone said ke oh koi baat nahi, I was like, what?
The human experience is so joyful, and it can be so joyful. Like, you're literally describing a feeling that everybody listening is probably craving कि यार
Yeah.
क्या feeling थी. And ये कोई hateful इंसान जिसका पता नहीं क्या ट्रॉमा है, क्या सिखाया गया है.
Sorry to cut you, but I don't think they even said it out of hate. It was just their natural.
But that's the hate within them ना यार.
Yeah.
So अगर कोई आके आपको कहता है अच्छा जी मेरा रिलीजन आपसे अलग है, and आप दुख का इजहार करते हैं, you're not maybe, या कोई अपनी sexuality बताता है, you're not maybe saying because you hate that person. It's because you have hate within you that makes you pity this person. Whereas अब इस इंसान की अगर अपनी बेटी होगी, he could have had the experience you had.
Yeah.
Had he been not this person, this the way you described is the best, is the culmination of what it means to be a human being. It's that feeling.
Yeah.
और ये इंसान अपने आप को ही महरूम कर रहा है उस फीलिंग से just because अपने जहन में इसने तफरीक़ात बनाई हुई हैं कि एक मर्द होना बेहतर है, एक औरत होना कमज़ोर है, या अपने से अलग किसी का मज़हब या किसी की जिन्स या किसी की सेक्सुअलिटी हो तो वो कमतर हो जाता है, या दुख हो जाता है, या अज़ाब हो जाता है. आप ख़ुद अपनी ज़िंदगी में नफ़रतें भोर रहे हैं एज अपोज टू living a life full of love. Like, if you just open your eyes, see human beings around you, there is love. There is so much love. I mean, how do you recreate a newborn daughter holding your hand? How do you recreate that? And for another person in the world to block himself off from that experience just because he has hateful ideas.
And I wanted to know, I was like, have you met the other women in my family? They kick ass. You know? So, you know, I mean, again, very lucky to have a family where, you know, there's strong, independent women, you know, doing their, you know, thing, and which gives me good hope for Hania that she has good female role models, you know, to look up to.
बहुत ज़रूरी
even
है
if it's,
यार.
you know, I'm not saying, but even my sister and, you know, other people in my family, and it's, you know, so I'm glad she has that. And my wife, you know, you know, they have you know, good values, strong values, and then they know what they want, you know, and they're independent. They, you know, they are good examples of, you know, for her when she grows up.
बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. आई थिंक जब क्राइम्स होते हैं तो हम सिर्फ उसको एज ए क्राइम देखते हैं कि यार सड़क पे ये हो गया, ये सड़क पे कैसे ना हो. लेकिन हम आवाम की जहनीत बदलने के लिए कोई जद्दोजहद नहीं करते. औरत मार्च पे अगर कोई बुराई करे या गालियाँ दें, हम उस इंसान को रोक के ये नहीं कहते कि आप इस जहनीत का हिस्सा हैं. हर इंसान जो औरत को अपने से कमतर समझता है या समझता है कि कोई अजाब आया है एक लड़की के पैदा होने से, they're just adding to that culture. I mean, sure, when you say oh she is someone's daughter, या जब इंडिया में उसको इंडिया's daughter कहा गया था, you should see women as women and not just as somebody's daughter or somebody's mother or somebody's, absolutely not. But a part of saying that is also, this is how you feel as a father towards another human being. This is what the life of that human being is. This is what that human being means. It's just this at this stage when this is such a tiny human being, it's the world. So over years when that human being grows and you become something, like, in any way, how can another human being that is from the same species could do something heinous, could do something that robs another human being of their humanity and sort of robs the life of everybody around them. It's just, अगर हम ये नफ़रतें और नफ़रत अंगेज़ बातें करना छोड़ दें और एक दूसरे से पॉडकास्ट पे बुलाकर बट इट्स ट्रू राइट कि आप इंसान देखते हो यार. लाइक हाउ कैन पीपल लिसन टू यू एंड नॉट फॉल इन लव विद यू. लाइक ही इज टेकन गाइज, आई एम स्टिल सिंगल. बट यही बात है यार कि आप बैठो यार, बात करो, बैठ जाओ 2 घंटे बोलो यार कि क्या आप कौन है, क्या है. लाइक जब आप हॉस्टेज लिए जाते हो तो लोग कहते हैं द बेस्ट डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म इज टेल देम अबाउट योरसेल्फ
Hmm.
कि मैं मेरा नाम कौन है, मेरे बच्चे मेरे इंसान हैं, बिकॉज देन दे सी यू एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग.
Yeah.
हम इस मुल्क में लोगों की इंसानियत उनसे बहुत ज़्यादा छीन रहे हैं
Hmm.
कि तुम इंसान नहीं हो, तुम काफिर हो, तुम इंसान नहीं हो, तुम औरत हो, तुम इंसान नहीं हो, तुम ये हो या वो हो. एंड यू स्टॉप सीइंग ईच अदर एज ह्यूमन बीइंग्स.
Hmm.
We stop having conversations with them because they're not worthy. जिस तरह नाज़ीज़ ने जूस के साथ किया था.
Hmm.
और अनफॉर्चुनेटली दुनिया यहाँ जा रही है.
And I mean, the only people who can change is us. I mean, we have the power to change the narrative. We have the power to do that. And I don't know.
यही करना चाह रहे हैं ना इस पॉडकास्ट, यही तो इरादा है.
हाँ, I mean, yes, even if वही बात है ना कि हमारी पहली मीटिंग की, even if 5-6 people listen to it, that's fine.
यार अगर वही जिस हमने मुस्कान की बात की थी कि लोग 100 से अगर 70 चले गए,
Yeah.
ठीक है, जो लोग हमारे दोस्त हैं, हम होपफुली उनके तो ये बिलीव्स नहीं होंगे, लेकिन दिस गोज ऑनलाइन. मे बी इफ वन पर्सन हु वुड हैव बीन सैड अगर उसकी बेटी पैदा होती और वो ये पॉडकास्ट सुनने के बाद दुख नहीं होगा, उसको खुश होगा. ये पॉडकास्ट क्या, आई फील लाइक ज़िंदगी में जितना काम किया ठीक है, बिकॉज इफ यू क्रिएटेड इतना सा भी इम्पैक्ट, बिकॉज लुक एट व्हाट दैट वुड डू, दैट वुड चेंज देयर रिलेशनशिप, दैट वुड चेंज दैट डॉटर्स लाइफ फॉरएवर. एवरीबडी दैट इंटरेक्ट्स, आप एक इंसान बदलते हो ना, यू चेंज एवरीथिंग दैट इंटरेक्ट्स. आप किसी बच्चे को ट्रॉमा देते हो, बच्चा स्कूल जाता है, वो और लोगों को लाइक इट्स every person that person interacts with, you're just destroying. Thank you Nabhan यार, तुम बहुत अच्छे इंसान हो. You've always been there, especially comedy community में जी बड़ा credit जाता है, because मेरा तो फिर चलो शक्ल है ना सामने कि oh Shehzad did this show, Shehzad did this whatever, but you've always been there for us. I think 2013 में जब वेब सीरीज़ किसी ने पाकिस्तान में बनाई भी नहीं थी, हमने एक बनानी शुरू की जो कभी नहीं आई. बट आई स्टिल फील दैट इज़ अ मच बेटर वेब सीरीज देन अ लॉट ऑफ वंस बीइंग शॉट टुडे. बट वो भी आई वाज लाइक नबान मैंने लिखी है, यू लाइक लेट्स शूट इट, शो है नबान प्रोड्यूस कर दो, लेट्स डू इट. यू ऑलवेज बिन देयर फॉर lot of us, and from behalf of the community and all of us, thank you yaar.
It's just I like doing things that are fun as well, you know. I mean, yes, there's a side where I do, you know, commercial work and stuff, and that's good. It you know, pays the bills and all, but for satisfaction kya? I mean, I spent I spent 4 years bachelor's, 1 year master's studying film and TV, and then I don't want to spend my whole life just making, you know, stuff. I mean, you should also enjoy doing what you do, right?
But I think you and I both probably feel the same way. A lot of times, like for instance, my last year, I was like, I'm done teaching. I've taught too much. I'm going to do my things. मैं कब करूँगा? But when I look back and I see the work my students are doing, I'm like, यार ये लोग नहीं करते अगर मैं नहीं होता.
Isn't that the best feeling, वैसे?
Yeah.
When you see your students accomplish.
Yes. So maybe you haven't been able to produce a short film that you wanted to for the last decade. But look at the work being done by people matlab, the media studies program now here is genuinely considered one of the best, and you have a huge real play.
I hope
that.
so.
It is
trying our best.
तो कितने लोग आए हैं, उन्होंने क्या क्या काम किया है. A lot of that goes back to you. I think the glacier doesn't get credit for the water in the sea, but it has to melt.
It's a little contribution that I want to do for, you know, not just industry, but I'm a bit patriotic in that sense of the country, and I think my dada pushed that on us. He was a proud Pakistani. And you know, when my father when I was young, father was migrating. We were planning on migrating to the US because my mom used to live there. And you know, वो एक होता है ना, Pakistan का biggest accomplishment in Pakistan is that you've left Pakistan. You know, he went, and I think a couple of years back, or a couple of years after, not even a year or so after that, my grandfather called my father. He was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm setting something up here. And so he's like, well, I didn't send you to America to study so that you could live there. I sent you so you can come back and serve your country. So he's like, I want you to come back and do that. And I think my father came back, so I think that's also kind of instilled in us that, that idea of, education runs in our blood, obviously, but it's also the idea that, we have to, even if it's if you change the life of one person, make their life better, that's something we have to do. And then for me, even for me, that's haunted me. I've had every opportunity to live abroad, to work there, to do everything, but I keep coming back.
एक सैडनेस तो होती है ना यार, अगर मैं देखता हूँ पीपल वाज इन स्कूल विद आर डूइंग ग्रेट वर्क देयर, मैं देखता हूँ कि यार मैं 2 साल पहले एक ब्रॉडवे पे अपना 1 मैन स्पेशल कर रहा था, तो अगर फ्रिंज से एक नेटफ्लिक्स शो बन गया, क्या पता मेरा ये, इफ़ आई सी अदर कॉमिक्स ऑक्यूपाइंग द स्पेस आई कुड हैव ऑक्यूपाइड हैड आई स्पेंड दिस टाइम देयर. तो वो हमेशा एक road less taken. You can't take both roads.
You can't. There will always be regrets. Maybe if I had chosen to stay there, I would have had some regret. Why didn't I come back? Those regrets are always there. But one thing that always made me was like, if I'm going to sit abroad and criticize Pakistan and be all negative and all of that, I'd rather do it over here while also making an effort to bring about some form of small change. At least that gives me me personally gives me that satisfaction.
It's true, yeah. It's true. Even this podcast would not have existed. So अगर किसी का भी impact हुआ है तो हम वापस आए हैं, हमने ये मिले हैं, ये किया है. Cool यार, बहुत ज़्यादा हमने अपनी तारीफ़ें की, लेकिन पॉइंट अपनी तारीफ़ें करने का नहीं था. पॉइंट ये था कि मेक बेटर कंटेंट प्लीज़ यार, प्लीज़, खुदा का वास्ता है. ये 2 टके की औरतें और चमाटें और बस करते हैं.
लाइफ इज़ बिगर देन सास बहू प्रॉब्लम्स.
प्लीज़, यस आपके मिलियंस बन रहे हैं, यस आपके बैंक अकाउंट्स चल रहे हैं, पर अगर आपका ड्रामा देखकर 1000 औरतों को रात को मार पड़ती है क्योंकि जी आपके ड्रामे में हुआ था, तो ठीक है ये क्या, is that paycheck worth it for you?
But I want to add one small thing that our industry keeps forgetting. We have a very, very interesting history.
Yeah.
And I'm not so talking about recent history. Go back to Mughals or go even before to the Indus Valley. They're all stories. Look at what Turkey has done with their history. You bring that, you showcase that. We have so many stories. History choro, our folk tales are so brilliant. We have our own version of Romeo and Juliet. We have all of those. We have these classic stories, regional stories, folk tales, myths, all of that. These are stories that we need to bring out.
अच्छी भी stories हैं यार. There's so many like great people doing great work. ईदी पे बना दो. मतलब ये तो आपका बिल्कुल सामने ही है ना यार. ये लो फ्री में, कॉपीराइट फ्री. मैं लिख भी दूंगा अगर किसी को चाहिए. ईदी पे बनाओ एक शो यार. मेक इट. आई थिंक विल डू वेल. लाइक लुक एट सीक्रेट गेम्स ना, बिकॉज इंडिया का फोकस कंटेंट पे हुआ, उन्होंने सीक्रेट गेम्स बनाया. नाउ नेटफ्लिक्स इज पोरिंग इन मनी इनटू इंडिया एंड दे आर गेटिंग सो मच फॉर इंडिया दैट दे आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन पाकिस्तान, क्योंकि वी आर ट्राइंग टू सेल देम आवर ड्रामास दैट वी मेक फॉर टीवी.
एंड वी हैव दिस बिगेस्ट स्टोरी दैट नो वन टॉक्स अबाउट, which was the rise and fall of BCCI, and no one talks. That's Wolf of Wall Street right there. We have that brilliant, we have that amazing story.
Even partition पे इतने बनते हैं, but इतने अच्छा कोई नहीं बना.
I mean, अगर चले अब वो भी हटा, you don't want to make content, but you have so many stories other than.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. We don't have a cultural story history. I don't mean tell the story of partition like Park Studies. Tell 10 stories. Make a anthology. 10 stories of 10 people जिनके अपने छोटे छोटे. How did that impact you? It could like read Manto's. Manto पे तो बन गई है. I think
because our language is all about stories and poetry.
Yeah.
And we've forgotten that.
बुल्ले शाह, दारा शिको. अगर किसी को गूगल करना है एक बहुत अच्छी कहानी, दारा शिको की कहानी देखें. I think it really retells our story really well, because at one side it's Aurangzeb, who's like a fundo, and at one point you have Tara, the artist. That tells the story of Pakistan today. So yes, please tell better stories, talk to each other, love each other. जैसे जैसे साल ख़त्म हो रहा है, अगले डेकेड पॉजिटिविटी, खुशी, प्यार से एंटर कीजिए. और ऐसा लग रहा है अब मैं रेडियो शो करता हूँ 107 पॉइंट whatever पर. प्यार मोहब्बत से एक दूसरे को प्यार कीजिए.
हर दो वर्ड्स के बाद म्यूजिक ओपन.
प्यार करेंगे सब लोग जो प्यार कर रहे हैं. अच्छा नहीं, प्लीज़. एंड इन केस अब मेरी किसी बात से आपकी दिल आज़ारी हो या मैंने हर्ट किया हो, नॉट जस्ट दिस ईयर, दिस डेकेड और व्हेन एवर, सॉरी गाइस. यार कभी खुदा की कसम कभी नियत नहीं होती. कभी कभी गुस्से में थोड़ा इधर उधर निकल जाता हूँ मैं. गालियाँ इसलिए देता हूँ क्योंकि अब्बा जो थे मेरे. So thank you so much, Nabhan. Thank you for doing all of this, and on behalf of all the listeners, he makes it all happen, guys.
And
Just direct the love there.
बीच में और कोई डिलेज हो तो माफी.
And please keep sending things, keep saying things to us, because millions of views नहीं होते जब, तो ये जो messages होते हैं ना, they keep us going. So thanks for all the love. Thank you for everything. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.